Hey there, it's BitB, and welcome out to another BitB stream. Thanks for coming out. It is currently Saturday, and I'm playing a little bit more Dual Destinies. So, how's it going? The last time that we played the game, we were really close to finally getting everybody off the hook, but then Apollo had to come in and, be the naysayer. It's just like, hey, excuse me, the case isn't over yet. Whatever, you guys are innocent, so who's the killer? Right, so now, we're back in hot water again. Thanks, dude. So, that's pretty much the plan. Now, also, before I get started on the stream today, I did want to just touch base with you on the thing that happened last Thursday. I gave, a very short description of what happened, and now I think I'm ready to actually give you the full rundown of what happened. Yeah, it was not fun, but, the base bits of it. So, late... last Thursday night, we had a little bit of a carbon monoxide scare, and by a little bit I mean kind of a lot, pretty big one. Now, the series of events that happened were person that's living downstairs and sleeping in the basement area. The alarm went off, and then they immediately woke up from it. Ran all throughout the house to just start opening up windows and just, trying to vent the place out as much as they possibly could. And then, because my room is directly above where the furnace room is, they immediately thought, okay, I better check to make sure they're okay. So they came up to my door, and they knocked. Took a couple of times to knock, but I eventually did wake up. And the first thing that immediately popped into my head was, alright, if they're knocking on my door, they know that I don't like to just be woken up in the middle of the night. So if, whatever is going on, it's got to be something important. Oh, background, don't break. There we go. Anyway. So, I decided I was just going to, spring out of bed, quickly grab some clothes, so I'm not just, not in nothing but my boxers or anything to that degree. Quickly put them on. And just as I opened the door and they started explaining to me what was happening, I suddenly felt a really major dizzy spell happen. At the time, I thought, okay, maybe it's just because I just woke up out of nowhere. And so I told him, okay, I'll go ahead. I'll start opening up the windows in here and the doors, and I'll meet you. Close the door. The second that I closed the door, I turned to head towards the direction of where the windows were, but I don't know what the heck happened, but I lost pretty much all equilibrium in my body, and I fell forward onto where the TV section of my room is. It's the one where I go and I play Switch games and stuff, and I fell directly into the TV, and I have the picture of that, and I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it up on the screen here. It was a pretty big amount of destruction that happened. So, why is the picture... Jesus, this thing has got such amazing megapixel. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, that's a bit destructive. Fell directly on top of the thing. Only today I have recently felt the, the places where I had all of the impact land. I now actually have some bruises there, so, it took a while, but it's finally there. But yeah, that looks like much more of a tornado went through there than than normal. But anyway, so that happened. But as soon as that did happen, did I get it fixed or replaced? Are you talking the issue with the carbon monoxide or the TV? Because the TV, it actually turns out the TV actually works. So it's one of those old-fashioned HD televisions that, God, unless you took a hammer and put it directly into the front of the thing, it's not gonna break. Yeah, no, the TV's fine. But anyway, no, the second that it did happen, pretty much every single bit of adrenaline that I had left in me told me, okay, I need to get the fuck out of this place, because clearly this is not good. I immediately, jumped to my feet, booked it to the door, and tried to carefully walk my way through the hallway, just on the outside here. But I didn't have a whole lot of energy left, so I just collapsed right in the entryway of the house, which I managed to get to a place where people were, so they knew I was there. But I wasn't too ridiculously sick or anything. I just needed to get oxygen. And luckily, after a few minutes of just lying on the floor on back, I was actually a lot better. Now, to be fair, I felt like complete crap for the rest of the day, but at the very least, after 24 hours, I had flushed the carbon monoxide out of my system, and I'm feeling a heck of a lot better now. And that furnace is off. Because it turns out the furnace, it turned on because it was a particularly cold night one night. And I guess for some reason, it kicked on. And just some stuff was... either there's some kind of a blockage going on with the system, or it needs to be cleaned severely. I couldn't tell you which one. But I know we're going to have we're going to have like a furnace maintenance guy come out here and work on that at some point. But yeah, that was scary. That was definitely very, very scary. I hope that does not happen anytime soon. I hope I hope we've gone past that whole situation and I can move forward from it. Well, I can tell you this: I've just been like pretty much lethargic and tired ever since that circumstance happened. Which, again, we've cleared out the place, so this is just the after effects and the aftershocks. Regardless, I had a whole lot of plans for the next couple of days after that, but I kind of shelved those, so I hope you will be okay with me easing my way back into some things like the uploading to my channel and whatnot. But hey, I want to play some dual Destinies, so let's go ahead and do the thing. Anyway, let me move over to the Games tab, let me turn on the game audio, and let's do the thing. Right, December 20th, District Courtroom number 4. Oh. Here, hold on a second. Oh, I was in that menu. Okay, there we go. Thought it was frozen for a second. Right, freaking explain yourself, asshole.
Mr. Justice, please explain yourself.
It's very simple. There isn't much to explain. The defendant, Miss Athena Sykes, might not be innocent. What are you talking about? The case from 7 years ago has been settled. I'm not talking about the past year. I'm talking about the present case. It's still not clear who killed Clay Terran. You and your grudge. But Apollo, why would you... He's a cold, bitter asshole. That's what... Miss Sykes, please listen quietly to what I have to say. What in the world is Apollo trying to do? Your Honor, please allow me a little of the court's time.
But this is a trial for the case from 7 years ago.
Miss Blackwell, I'd like to ask a favor of you. Oh, come on, don't make her go and do like some stuff for you. Just as you lost someone close to you, I lost someone close to me, too. I'm sure you want to know the real truth of what happened as much as I do. Great. And, she's got hostages, so...
Apollo? Sir, you know I'm all for the truth. Now, let's see you expose the princess's guilt. Judge, I give my permission. Continue with the trial.
I'm being kicked around by a robot. Very well. Is that all right with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth?
The prosecution has no objections. Let's hear Mr. Justice's testimony. I'll have the police investigation report brought immediately. Not you too, Edgeworth. I really hoped it's because you have something up your sleeve.
Very well. Your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
I hope they can get here with those reports quickly. As you wish. Let's review the case of the murder of Mr. Clay Terran. It was made clear in the previous trial that Solomon Starbuck was not his killer. Therefore, the true culprit was someone else. On that day, this culprit waited for the astronauts in boarding lounge 1. When the two men made their escape out the Space Museum, the killer attacked Mr. Terran with the same type of knife that was used 7 years ago. The murderer then escaped into the Space Museum. Next, Director Yuri Cosmos switched the launch pads. After that, the culprit exited the Space Museum and escaped via boarding lounge 2. Edgeworth's here, Aura's a robot, and Apollo's going through a rebellious phase. Clearly, I've missed a few streams. That's not rubber.
Therefore, this trial must make clear who Mr. Terran's true killer was. In other words, we must discover who it was that escaped through the Space Museum that day.
Thank you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Mr. Wright, is the defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor. I better rearrange my evidence. Chuck.
Now then, Mr. Justice, your testimony, if you please.
Righty then, what you got? What proof you have?
I suspected Miss Sykes of the murder of Clay Terran. My growing suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating evidence presented itself. In addition, she's the only one who could have utilized the launch pad switch to escape. That is why I wish to indict Miss Sykes on the charge of murder.
Gotta be some proof aside from that shit.
Order in the court. Mr. Justice, you realize you are charging your own co-worker with murder, don't you?
That doesn't really matter, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, because that is the conclusion my investigation has led me to.
In addition, to stop a gay Ben, hit Control, press the gay Ben. Oh, but Apollo, how? Okay, why? How could you? There.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
I don't get it. Just what did you find out over the past few days to make you think this? I don't know. We'll see. We'll pick his brain. Maybe we'll find something disgusting.
I suspect Miss Sykes of the murder of Clay Terran.
What first made you suspicious of Miss Sykes?
It all started when Miss Sykes and I were investigating the crime scene. When she saw the weapon that killed Mr. Terran, my bracelet reacted. She said she'd never seen the knife before, but my bracelet told me otherwise. And then, every time after that, my bracelet would react when she talked about the case.
Oh, whatever. Stop listening to your bracelet. It's not sentient. Poor Apollo must have been beside himself during that investigation.
I didn't know what to do or think. I couldn't even sleep. In that condition, I knew I wouldn't be any good in court. So I decided to wear an eye patch, so I wouldn't be able to perceive any of her tells.
So that's why Apollo was acting so strangely. So take off the freaking eye patch, you asshole! But the reason Miss Sykes unconsciously reacted to the knife that way is because she stabbed her mother's murderer with one identical to it 7 years ago. Objection!
But that knife was also the murder weapon that was used to kill Clay Terran. My bracelet could have also reacted to her because she knew she was his killer too.
I guess he has a point.
But my bracelet wasn't the only reason I became suspicious of her. My growing suspicions were confirmed when the incriminating evidence presented itself.
That's the lighter that was found in the Space Museum with her fingerprints on it, right? But even if it seems decisive, there must be other facts we don't know about it yet.
If that's so, go ahead and prove it then. Look, honestly, I don't want to believe it's true either. But Miss Sykes was the only one who was in the Space Museum at the time of the murder.
But Mr. Justice, Miss Sykes had absolutely no motive to kill Mr. Terran.
7 years ago, Miss Sykes lived at the Cosmos Space Center. It wouldn't be strange if she had some kind of connection to him. Besides, people sometimes kill for motives we can't even imagine. I know you've seen plenty of cases like that in your own career, Mr. Wright.
I still can't believe this. How can you actually suspect Athena, Apollo?
In addition, she's the only one who could have utilized the launch pad switch to escape.
Isn't it possible that somebody else used the same escape route?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Wright.
Why not?
Recall there's security camera in boarding lounge 1 aimed at the launch pad door. It's the camera that captured Mr. Terran and Mr. Starbuck. But there's also another security camera in boarding lounge 2.
Ooh, what do we know about that one?
It recorded Mr. Terran's killer, or rather, Miss Sykes, coming out of the Space Museum.
Can we get that evidence, please? I might be able to punch a hole in it. A camera in boarding lounge 2? First I've heard of it, but it makes sense. Athena said she had snuck into the Space Museum that night before the incident. And then was overcome and passed out until around noon the next day. I was out until about noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into boarding lounge 2. That must have been when the camera captured her. And that's what made Apollo suspect her even more. But wait a minute. In that case, it most likely recorded the true culprit as well.
Objection!
That's a negative on that one too, Mr. Wright. In the footage taken after the incident, Miss Sykes is the only one who appears.
What? Why? Ah, shoot. Well, I guess this is the only game that you managed to get yourself into, Miss Sykes. Too bad you won't be in the sequel.
Order in the court.
That can't be. But if it is, then it is incredibly incriminating.
Wasn't it you who proved in the previous trial that the way to the true culprit escaped was via the Space Museum after the pads had been switched? A fact you previously proved turned on its ear, leaving your client high and dry. I must say, that is vintage Phoenix Wright.
Shut your mouth.
That is why I wish to indict Miss Sykes on the charge of murder.
I don't know why I'm pressing this one, but okay. Believing in your client to the end is a basic principle of good defense. Shouldn't you extend that same principle to your own co-worker? No.
You're probably right. Maybe I'm not even fit to be a lawyer. However, I don't care. This case is special to me.
Right, you have a silly, ridiculous little bias.
Clay was my friend, and that is why I just have to know the truth.
Apollo suspected his trusted co-worker of killing his friend. To dispel his doubts, he investigated on his own, but that only led to more doubts. Apollo must have been really struggling with this. Well, Apollo may have doubts, but I'll say it again. Athena Sykes isn't the murderer.
Then I only have one thing to say. Evidence is everything in court. Well, Mr. Wright, think you have the concrete proof to knock down my arguments? Your arguments have been very clear, Mr. Justice, and your facts appear to be indisputable. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think of my theory?
I think it's baloney, but you're...
It looks like not even you can deny it. Miss Sykes was the only one who used the only possible escape route.
Under these circumstances, there can be no other suspect but the defendant.
Unless... you think there was an alternative escape route. Is that what you think, Mr. Wright?
Is that what you think, Mr. Wright? Stop looking at me, everybody. Is that what you think, Phoenix? Was there an alternative escape route? Sure! Yes, of course there must have been. Just don't ask me what.
You're just bluffing again, aren't you?
Me? Bluff? No way! He knows me too well. Well, let's think about this one. It's fine, Mr. Wright. Even a bluff would suit me just fine.
As long as you can... clear up this doubt inside me.
Sure, I'll scrub it out. Wait, so is that what this is all about?
I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her.
Raven says, I'd liked Apollo better before his rebellious phase. Same here. So that you can really trust me?
It seems your junior partner has just showed us what trials are truly all about.
I believe you're right.
We prosecutors painstakingly question every detail in pursuit of the defendant.
While we lawyers believe in and defend our clients to the end.
When both sides go all out against each other, that's when we discover the truth.
Precisely. And when the battle is over, we will understand the true meaning of trust. That is exactly what trials are about, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I couldn't ignore the seed of doubt that was growing inside me, so I decided I needed to face it head on. No matter what the truth is that's waiting ahead, I won't be afraid.
Yeah, Missy, are you gonna be afraid? That's so like Apollo, always uber earnest about things like this. Mr. Justice, I vow to dispel every last bit of doubt in your heart.
Good, because I want to believe in Miss Sykes again.
You're really hoping there was an alternative route, aren't you, Apollo? But if I use the process of elimination, there really aren't that many possibilities. Director Cosmos was at the southern exit, leaving only the control room and the corridor to the Space Museum. Which door could the culprit have escaped through? I don't know. Let me give this a little bit of a save first.
Come on, Mr. Wright. Where do you think the culprit escaped to?
You know, we haven't done a whole lot of stuff involved with the control room all that much. I'm wondering if that's got some kind of a connection to this thing. But yeah, let me think. Space Museum Corridor, Boarding Lounge 1. I feel like the control room would basically be off limits in most cases. Okay, yeah, the only thing I can think is that if they didn't use the corridor as the main, exit point for this entire crime, all I can think is that there's only one possible place that somebody could have escaped to.
There? I doubt anybody could have escaped that way.
But can you really say it with certainty that it isn't possible?
Yes, I believe I can.
I guess you're right. Shit.
What are you doing? This is serious, Mr. Wright. Please be serious, Mr. Wright, damn it.
Okay, well, I tried. You're really hoping there was an alternative route, aren't you, Apollo? But if I use the process of elimination, there really aren't that many parts. Director Cosmos was at the southern exit, leaving only the control room and the corridor to the Space Museum. Okay, well, if the whole fingerprint situation makes the control room off limits, and if we want to prove that the Space Museum corridor is not the way that they went, I can only think of one. Well, I can't even, like, move my my cursor down here. Shit. Okay. What happens when I click this? They really only could have escaped to the corridor to the Space Museum. All they had to do was use the unconscious Mr. Starbucks Prince to get through that door.
It appears that all you're trying to establish is Miss Sykes' guilt. If the culprit used that route, the only exit would have been into Boarding Lounge 2. The logical conclusion of your argument is that the killer is none other than the defendant.
I knew it. That's the only way it could be, huh? If the culprit escaped into the corridor that leads to the Space Museum, then I guess it's true. The only exit would be into Boarding Lounge 2.
But Miss Sykes was the only person... captured by the boarding lounge 2 security camera.
I investigated the crime scene thoroughly. But the only place the culprit could have escaped to was the Space Museum corridor. There weren't any other secret corridors or anything.
So that leaves us with no other conclusion to draw but that Athena Sykes was the culprit.
Stop. What could the answer be? Was there really no other escape route? But hold on a second. What if... Where did those mysterious leaves we saw in the corridor come from? What if they're a clue to the culprit's real escape route? I think it is possible that the culprit escaped into the Space Museum, but then came out using a route other than into Boarding Lounge 2. Oh? Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched after the bombing, meaning the Space Museum corridor was moving along the rail at the time, which is exactly what an alternate escape route opened up for our culprit. Are you kidding me?
Judging by the intense look in your eyes, I take it you're serious.
You know me too well.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. Do tell.
Where would the culprit have gone to from the museum corridor besides boarding... Okay. Interesting. So we know that there are leaves on the outside. Is there a possibility that the... Could the culprit have potentially gone via the launch site if they didn't escape through the Space Museum? Let me try it. We found something odd while investigating the museum corridor this afternoon. Namely, a few dead leaves on the floor. Considering where dead leaves come from, they point us to exactly where the culprit escaped to.
Yes, I remember seeing some leaves myself.
Do you mean... Yep. While the Space Museum was in motion just beyond the corridor's safety door, was an alternative place that the culprit could use to escape. In other words, the culprit's real escape route was... the outside. The area outside the Space Center! You're freaking insane! We got an out. Do you know how impossible that would be? That corridor is level with the 3rd floor. Even if the culprit tried to leap out to the other wall of the Space Center building, they would fall to their death. Objection! Ordinarily, yes. But after the bombing incident, the culprit could make use of a certain item.
And what item was it exactly, Mr. Wright?
I'm not entirely 100% sure right now. Alright, this is what the culprit used to leap to the outside wall of the main building. Ooh, wait a minute. Thinking. Thinking back into, just the... What would they have used? Because I seem to remember there was something specific that they were talking about. Didn't they talk about a ladder of some description? Let me take a look at this. No, I don't think that says anything about it. My badge! That's the diagram of the board. Here, hold on a second. Let me see what else is in here. Full-size replica of the Hat 1 and in important items related to Hat exploration on display. Space Museum is open to the public. No, that's nothing. Newspaper. So I'm trying to remember if there was a piece of evidence that specifically talked about video showing the defendant and victim escaping the corridor. Video ends immediately. Biometric door lock. Oh, our statement. The perp held a lighter with the knife, right? Anything else about that? No? Oh, the emergency... There we go. Yep, the emergency ladder. It was lowered to the ground from the window of the 4th floor robotics lab. It was used to evacuate the Space Center personnel. There we go. Take that. And I think that indicts somebody specific.
An emergency ladder?
There was an emergency ladder in the 4th floor robotics lab, and it was used that day after the explosion to help evacuate people. Miss Blackwell herself used that ladder to escape down to ground level. Recall that the launch pads were switched after the ladder was lowered. There we go. That makes sense. The corridor would have passed by the ladder while the pads were being switched. And that's when the culprit literally sprang into action. Boing. Maybe we can check fingerprints on that thing. And leapt onto the ladder.
What? Who would have imagined?
Hoorah!
Order in the court. Well, an alternative escape route seems to have emerged.
Oh, funny stuff is heading off. Again, have fun shopping as much as you can. Have fun shopping.
Which means someone other than Miss Sykes could have been the culprit, right?
Objection!
Making things up on the fly in an attempt to sway the court again. Are we, Mr. Wright? Your theory has so many holes it puts Swiss cheese to shame.
I like Swiss cheese. All right then, name one.
I have here detailed information about the Space Center. According to this, the distance between the museum corridor and the main building during movement is a full 20 feet.
20 feet? You're pulling my leg, right?
In addition, the corridor is 3 floors from the ground, or roughly 50 feet. What's more, the culprit would be leaping to a precarious place. An unstable ladder.
I hate the fact that you're using logic.
Human beings feel fear in dangerous situations. It's a basic survival instinct. An ordinary person would certainly hesitate before jumping.
Unless they are not ordinary people.
Or even freeze in fear and not jump at all.
Objection!
But the culprit had just murdered someone. They weren't in an ordinary state of mind.
Objection!
Nevertheless, why would they have taken that kind of risk? They could have waited for the switch to be complete and escaped to boarding lounge 2.
Objection!
Or your hat kid. That too. Because there was a security camera in boarding lounge 2. The culprit knew they would be recorded if they left the Space Museum that way.
Objection!
In that case, the culprit could have hidden in the museum until things settled down, and then blended in with the other people after the museum was opened.
That's a good point.
But you claim that despite all this, the culprit took a 20-foot death-defying leap. And all within the brief moment the corridor and ladder passed by each other.
That's also a good point.
They would have needed a running start while the corridor was moving to make that jump.
Well, okay, so then it's Jason Bourne. What else do you want to know about?
If their timing was off, or if they couldn't jump far enough, it would have been instant death. What kind of person would attempt something like that?
Jason Bourne. Stop bringing up good points, Edgeworth.
This true culprit of yours is nothing but a figment of your imagination.
Why do you always have to point out every flaw?
Mr. Edgeworth's right. That does sound pretty insane. The culprit would have had to be someone who feels no fear, like a stuntman.
But everyone feels fear on some level. Right? Wait a minute. I got it this time. I could prove that there is someone who could have used this alternate escape route.
Oh, can you now?
This proves the possibility of a person who could have used this alternative escape route. Okay. Somebody who has no fear in their heart. Oh, clearly it was the phony Fanti bomb. Evidence found by Detective Fulbright, Athena's prints. Let me see. What proves, like, reckless abandon fear? Stabbing. Victim was discovered in 3rd floor building.
Oh yeah, phantom psych profile. Oh Jesus, yes. The subject's emotions rarely fluctuate, and he doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. Ah!
Take that!
What's that, Mr. Wright? Science. This is a certain person's very interesting psych profile. The subject doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. In other words, this person doesn't feel happiness, sadness, or fear. Doesn't feel fear? Right? You can't be serious. Without the constraint of fear, he could easily do what an ordinary person wouldn't dare. Just as you or I could do a broad jump on the ground without the slightest fear. This subject could make a 20-foot leap, 50 feet up in the air. He could choose this extreme way of escaping without hesitation. So you're saying that to a person without fear, the alternative route would be quicker and eliminate the chance that they'd be spotted? Reckless bastard. That's definitely pretty extreme, Mr. Wright. But was there such a person there at the scene? Yes. The Phantom. That mysterious, shadowy figure who keeps popping up. Oh, dear. The Phantom? Again? I knew the Phantom was there behind the scenes of the Space Center bombing, but I wasn't sure if he was connected to the murder of Clay Terran as well. However, now it's all clear. The Phantom is the one who not only bombed the Space Center, but also killed Mr. Terran. Whoa! What? Shock and awe. Order in the court, order, I say. Mr. Wright, please continue. This is juicy. There were just too many similarities between this case and the one from 7 years ago. But why, you may ask? It can only be because both incidents were the work of the same Phantom. So then the Phantom is the only one who killed, or is the one that killed Clay. Yeah, Jesus. But who is he? This Phantom has been haunting this case, pulling the strings in the background. Who could this unidentified international spy be? Right, this escape route mustn't be a part of the Phantom's plan from the start, must have rather, as was tricking Director Cosmos into switching the launch pads. The bomb on the second floor was meant to make the elevators and stairs unusable. That's why he gave advanced warning and planted the bombs where he did. Yes, I think you're right. But it doesn't explain this one last thing. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. But it was such a pain. Why couldn't they have used the ladders in the other rooms? What the fuck? The robotics lab wasn't the only room with an emergency ladder. But he couldn't have made that leap unless he was certain which one it would be. So you mean the Phantom must be someone who knew that particular ladder was going to be used? That's right. Who could it be? Wait a minute. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. Holy shit! Miss Blackwell lowers the ladder after being told by the detective leading the... Yes, exactly. You've got to be kidding me! Did you figure it out, right? Do you know who the Phantom is? Yes, I do! Who is it? Who killed Clay? Our mystery spy, known as the Phantom, is none other than... Oh boy. The detective assigned to this case. He led the evacuation effort at the Space Center after the bombing incident. Can I bring Gumshoe in here to kick his ass? After the explosions, a member of the staff crossed paths with a certain detective. I was on duty on the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you. As for the detective who was leading the evacuation from the 4th floor, he had a very specific objective in mind. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. His objective was to secure his own escape route. We lowered an emergency ladder from a 4th floor window and escaped that way. Once everyone else got out safely, I made my way down too and headed to the shelter. This is a detective you all know. He's even the lead detective on this current case. He appears to be a very emotional man, but his psych profile says he is without emotion.
Take that!
What are you saying? You mean the Phantom is Detective Bobby Fulbright? Exactly! We were all taken in by his fake persona. Detective Fulbright's real identity is the Phantom! Wow, didn't see this swerve coming! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, how could this be? That's easy, Your Honor. Detective Fulbright was leading the 4th floor evacuation effort. Our first clue is that he made no attempt to have any other ladder put to use. The ladder in the robotics lab is the only one he ordered to be lowered. The second is that he directed everybody to the basement shelter via this ladder. Verily, it was all a part of his plan to create an escape route. After Detective Fulbright saw to it that the ladder was lowered from the robotics lab, he went to the lounge, where he killed Clay Terran and escaped into the Space Museum. The museum started moving slowly, so he waited for the right time, got a running start. Oh gee, I really want to see an animation of that. And just as the corridor was passing the ladder, he leapt onto it. I don't believe it. That addle-padded detective did all this? Was it really him? I mean, all this time, I thought... Sorry we didn't catch your name. My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright. The heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you're in need. And my catchphrase? It's injustice we trust. Then, his concern for Simon was also all just one big act? I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society again. So I can't just sit back and watch him give into his emotions and tear the defendant apart. That monster killed Clay. He had me completely fooled. Come to think of it, he's the one who brought that blood-stained lighter to court too. The scumbag even made me turn on Athena. Damn it, how the hell did I fall for all that? For him to have wormed his way into the police department as well. Your Honor, the defense demands to question Detective Bobby Fulbright. Yes, I agree that we need to hear from him right away. The court will take a short recess and then Detective Fulbright will take the stand.
Woo, we're definitely going to get some justice now. And by the way, Brennan, yes, I am planning on doing Smash tomorrow, as long as everything holds firm, which it should. And Ravenblood is saying, I think this is one of my favorite Ace Attorney turnabouts ever, just for the suspenseful music. Yeah, that was very, very creepy. December 20th, 5:13 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. If it wasn't for everything you did, I... Don't thank me yet. We still have an uphill battle to fight. You got it, boss. Right. We're fighting someone with no emotion, so now you're probably useless. Apollo! Well, this is awkward.
Athena, can you do me a favor?
Huh? What is it?
Could you punch me, please?
What? Why should I do that?
Because I should have believed in you. I let the seed of doubt inside me get the best of me. I'm really sorry that I didn't trust...
Ouch! Don't be such a dope! I was really touched by what you did.
Huh? Now what are you talking about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her.
You took the time and effort to genuinely think about who I am and what I'm made of. After all that, how could I punch a true friend like you, Apollo? Oh, this is so sappy. You didn't have any trouble slapping him a second ago.
Thanks, Athena. And thanks for waking me up to reality again.
Guess I know now who to call if I ever get sleepy in court. Looks like you have some promising young people working under you. Who? Oh! Hey, Edgeworth. Hello. Yeah, I think they're pretty great myself. And they're not afraid to keep me in line.
Anyway, I have some good news. Aura Blackwell has surrendered and the hostages have been set free.
Trucy and all the others? Oh, thank goodness.
Miss Blackwell said she had something she really needed to do. So I granted her special permission to do what she must.
Is she going to kill someone? I wonder what it is. Oh, hi, she's here now. Miss Blackwell! I didn't come to apologize if that's what you're thinking. My actions are what allowed the truth of what happened 7 years ago to come to light. But I did come because I had something to say to all of you.
Miss Aura?
She better not be here to complain about something. I don't know. Hopefully it's chock full of emotion and heart.
Miss Blackwell, I want to apologize to you. The fact that you couldn't trust the court system is our fault.
Yeah, it's true the courts are filled with incompetent idiots. Still, I suppose I could let you handle the rest of this case for me.
Oh, Miss Aura, does this mean you are starting to trust the system again? Put it out!
No, of course not. Be quiet, hunk of junk. It's just, I wouldn't mind if you were the ones who took Metis' killer down.
Leave it to us. We'll get him.
Can you take off that stupid eye patch now, please? So I guess that means she's starting to trust us, at least. Oh, hello. I guess you're off the hook, in theory, if we can take this guy and put him in a corner.
Aura.
Simon, I'm so glad both you and the princess were cleared of all suspicion. And it's all thanks to me and my robots. You better be grateful.
I never imagined you would go that far. Though you always were extreme. But I don't recall ever questioning your help. Requesting your help? Oh, shit.
As close as ever, I see. Well, now that you've been released, I guess it's my turn to go live in the slammer. Oh yeah, I suppose you did cause a very terroristic thing to happen. I just hope you're not the prosecutor for my trial. You'd probably give me the death penalty. Well, nobody actually died. Just life.
You know me all too well.
I guess love can take on a variety of expressions, including stunted in their case.
But I truly was about to be executed tomorrow. And though because of you, it looks like I won't be crossing the Styx just yet. You have my heartfelt thanks, Aura. I'm sorry I caused you so much anguish.
Simon. Oh, finally! Emotions! I'm so glad, Simon. So very glad to hear you say that.
Aura.
All right. That's enough of that. Bailiff, take me to the detention center. Goodbye, Mr. Woman. What Miss Blackwell did was inexcusable, but it's clear she did it out of love for her brother. I still can't wrap my mind around Detective Fulbright being the Phantom. And he's probably going to fake for, like, here's the thing. If he doesn't have any kind of emotions, when we finally crack down on him and finally break him, it's going to be boring. Because he's just going to be like, okay, I have absolutely no emotions. All right, take me away. I don't care. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to live in the slammer for a little while, and then I'm going to be executed. Yeah.
I can't believe he killed Clay. Right, and murdered my mentor, which brought great distress upon little Athena.
And why did he? If he doesn't have any emotional response to anything, why the hell is he just out of complete and utter boredom?
Chief Prosecutor.
Yes?
I would ask a favor. Would you allow me to stand at the prosecutor's bench for this trial?
Ooh.
I wish to claim the Phantom's head by my own hand.
That was my plan all along. After all, it's highly unconventional for a man of my position to stand in court.
Stop fluffing your ego. I fluff it all the time, but still.
Sir.
The formal paperwork has yet to be filled, but you are hereby, or filed rather, but you are hereby conditionally released. Please take the prosecutor's bench in your official capacity and uncover the truth by your own hand.
Oh, the drama.
I'm much obliged.
Do it. Oh, I really want him to just rip through them.
The day to part with these has come to last. Chief Prosecutor, could you...
Yeah, he's no longer on the leash, so he can't just be electrocuted. Wow, he looks pretty spiffy without those on.
How long I have waited. Maybe it's the sense of freedom, but even the air seems fresher, the light brighter. And I will relish slashing that blackguard Fulbright to shreds without mercy.
Please don't kill someone and get back in jail. I don't have to be able to read his heart to see how happy he is. I'm so glad, but I won't cry just yet. You looked like you were about to. After all, we've still got a trial to finish. It's okay to cry, Athena, I promise.
Prosecutor Blackwell, Mr. Wright, please avenge Clay's death for me.
What are you talking about, Apollo? You're coming to the defense's bench with me.
I am?
Well, I can't expect Athena to assist me, now can I? She's the defendant. That leaves you, Apollo.
But are you sure you want me?
Oh, stop being also, like, melodramatic, dude. Get in the seat.
I took a leave of absence and everything.
Well, our office is pretty short-handed, and you've all I've got. You're all I've got.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
Apollo.
Athena, I can say it with all my heart now. I believe in you completely. your complete innocence. And now we're gonna prove it to the world.
Thank you, Apollo. I know you can do it. Like I said, go ahead and keep the jersey on, but dude, the eye patch is not it's not becoming of you.
So, you won't be needing that eye patch anymore, right?
Yes, thank you. Jeez, you weenie. Oh, okay. Back in red, I see. So apparently the wounds were fake too? Okay. There we are. We're all spiffy and ready for the court. No. Okay, now this is the Apollo I know. Welcome back, Apollo.
It's almost time for the trial to restart, though it looks like you have things well in hand.
Yep.
I should head back to the prosecutor's office.
But why?
I want to look into a few things, and namely, the first people on the scene 7 years ago, the facial data registered by the robot, and Detective Fulbright's background.
Sounds great, Edgeworth. Thanks.
I expect to be repaid with a victory right. Now, if you'll excuse me. And also, pay me in actual money, but...
Okay, are you two all set to go?
You bet I am.
Let's do this! Again, it's very fitting that, again, we can't exactly read any minds, so Athena is completely useless, like I said. This is it! The final battle! The murder of Apollo's friend? The courtroom bombing incident? And the case that ushered in the dark age of the law 7 years ago. Destiny has called us to bring the one responsible for it all to justice today. And hopefully, the next game will be less grim. All right, December 20th, 5:27 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. The wrecked establishment.
Let us now reconvene.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has never been more ready.
And your bird is on your side. You know, this is the first time we've been at the defense bench together since I debuted. Now that you mention it. Although back then, I thought you were more loud than you were reliable. You've really come a long way since then, Apollo. You've grown a lot. Well, there have been some hiccups, but I guess I've done pretty well. I still got that ego of his, though.
Prosecutor Blackwell, with the 7-year mistake now resolved, you can finally take your rightful place. Yes, I guess we can keep that chit-chat for later. But bailiff, please bring in the witness immediately.
Even with those handcuffs off, Prosecutor Blackwell seems to be pretty much the same. 7 years of grumpiness doesn't go away so easily, I guess. Right. Hey, you sham, how's it going? Ha ha ha! Bobby Fulbright here. I heard I was needed on the stand, so here I am.
Detective Fulbright, do you know why you have been called to give testimony?
Yep, because there's only one reason why I'd be called. And that is because it's time for justice! In justice we trust.
Objection!
You can't fool us with that act anymore. Your justice is nothing but lies. What? Are you questioning the integrity of my sense of justice? I mean, sure, sometimes I make mistakes, but hey... He's acting exactly the same as always. I don't know, he's a good actor if that's the case. Tell me about it. He must be feeling awfully confident.
Fulbright, if you wish to dispel our suspicions, then let's get to your testimony.
All right, fine. You want me to prove my righteousness? I can certainly do that.
You frickin' superhero bastard. The embodiment of
I am the very embodiment of justice itself. I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments. And this bit about the escape route's only a theory. You don't have any proof. What we do have is proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit, the lighter with her prints on it.
So you're saying the suspicions against you are completely false? And that the defendant is the real culprit?
That's right. Mr. Lawyer's escape route is totally circumstantial. He doesn't have proof that I made a big leap onto a ladder.
We don't have proof. You are correct about that. However, you don't have any proof for your claim either.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But you can't define justice with evidence. Who can define it anyway? Justice just is.
Objection!
Jesus. Don't make me break out a dictionary on you.
Yeah, please don't throw the book at me.
Tell me the Phantom didn't just make me set up a stupid pun for him. Let's just try not to lose our focus, okay?
But my justice is crystal clear. What's not clear are your eyes. Wake up and smell the justice.
Silence.
He ain't having none of that.
Enough of your rubbish, Fulbright. If you have even an ounce of justice, then you will answer the court's questions and prove it.
Prosecutor Blackwell?
Prosecutor Blackwell looks torn. Well, Fulbright was his partner after all. I mean, partner is putting it extremely, vaguely. It was more like his handler. The dude that, kept him in shackles for a very long time.
Prosecutor Blackwell is right. The truth will be revealed in the cross-examination. The suspicions against Detective Fulbright are, at this point, only suspicions. As is my duty, I will judge the claims against the detective as impartially as I can. Does anyone have any objections?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Now, ask away and don't hold back.
Well, there don't appear to be any objections. Very well, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination.
You scumbag.
There. Very embodiment of justice it's at, really. The embodiment of justice. Those are just empty words.
But they say if you keep saying something, it can eventually become the truth. Isn't that how people make their dreams come true too? By wishing over and over?
All right, let's just move on. You're checking the VOD as you missed it. Oh, what? Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, no problem.
I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments.
Hold it!
Oh, yeah? What do you think about this? My arguments are hardly far-fetched. There's careful reasoning behind my theory.
Yes, well, apparently there's reasoning behind even a tofu burger. But what we have against Miss Sykes, though, is not just reasoning, but solid evidence. And it's called the lighter with Miss Sykes' fingerprints on it in the victim's blood.
With the victim's blood? Yes, that's true, but wait, Detective Fulbright was the one who brought that evidence to the trial.
If you harbor any suspicions, I suggest you ask Fulbright, right, Dono? Especially about the lighter.
He's right, but what exactly should I ask about? The number of prints, the position of the prints. The position. I'm gonna say position because he wears gloves, doesn't he? Please tell the court about the position of the prints on the lighter.
They're on the same spots on either side, as they would be if she were holding it up.
I suppose if it was used to light the room, it would be held that way. Could you please add that statement to your testimony?
The prints were placed just the way they would be if someone were holding it lit.
Okay. Interesting. I'll be back to that in a little bit. This bit about the escape route's only a theory. You don't have any proof.
Hold it!
Then please tell us more about the circumstances surrounding the ladder. Well, I'd much rather expound on the topic of justice, but all right. Let's see, what should I ask? Okay, let's see. All right. About Aura Blackwell. Please tell the court what you remember about Miss Blackwell at the time. She appeared to be really angry that the bombing commotion was disrupting her work. She even threw a robot at me. Yikes, I hope it wasn't poor Kalanko. Oh, it was. You know it was. This is very important information, isn't it? I'll just add this statement then. Why don't you let me decide that? So did that replace the last statement? Ms. Blackwell was extremely crabby about having her work interrupted. The prints were placed just the way they would be if someone were Okay, all right. I guess it's just we're fishing for information, I suppose. All right. Let me check something real quick. My arguments are hardly far-fetched. Lighter. What should I ask about? Let's ask about the number of prints. So how many prints were found exactly? 3. The thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger of the right hand. Your Honor, that is an important statement. Could we please have it swapped into my testimony? You got it.
He beat me to it.
Be it investigating or testifying, speed's the key. 3 prints were on the lighter. The thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger of a right hand. She left-handed, I forget. Okay, so yeah, it was swapped out. Gotcha. Let's just continue to work with the testimony, eh? What we do have is proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit. Lighter, with her prints on it.
Hold it!
You mean the lighter that was found in the Space Museum? Is that right? The one and only. After Miss Sykes murdered Mr. Terran, she escaped into the Space Museum. That's when she probably dropped a lighter. Then after the launch pads were switched, she ran out of the Space Museum, where her image was caught by a security camera. Without evidence, I should probably save this fight for another time. All right, 3 prints were on the lighter, thumb, index, middle. All right, let me try and press these things, shall we? So 3 prints from a right hand were found on the lighter, huh? Are you certain of this? I'd stake my life on it.
Mr. Wright, isn't it odd he's saying the prints are from Athena's right hand?
Why would you say that?
Well, think about it for a sec. Athena always wears that glove on her right hand, right? So there's no way she'd leave prints of those 3 fingers from her right hand.
Hey, Mario. Hey, great point. Why didn't I catch that one? Because you're getting soft, old man. Great reaction. I thought it was kind of muted, but I was just like, what the hell? We've been working with this guy for a long time. How do we not catch this? Detective Fulbright, I'm sure you heard our discussion just now about how Miss Sykes always wears a glove on her right hand. Haha, well, I have only one thing to say to that. Do you have evidence that she was wearing that glove at the time of the incident? She always wears it, though. I guess we don't. If you want to prove the defendant innocent, you'll have to ask better questions than that. Like I need a lecture from you, Smiles Magoo. Should I try asking him about something else? Okay, so let's do the prince position again. Tell the court about the position there. They're around the same spot on either side as they would be holding. Oh, okay, I see. Suppose if it was used to light the room, it would be held that way. I believe this is important. Please swap this statement into your testimony. Hold the phone. Prints were placed just the way they would be if someone were holding it lit.
Holding.
But where was the thumb and the finger and where were they exactly? Yes, Mr. Blackwell did mention she saw a lit lighter being held up. Miss Blackwell, rather. Yep, meaning the person Miss Blackwell saw was the owner of the fingerprints. It just strengthens the argument against Miss Sykes. Ugh, this line of questioning isn't going to get me anywhere except conviction land. Should I try asking him something else? Let's just press on. Let's proceed with your testimony, shall we? Okay, what about the other statement then? What could I possibly drudge out with that one? Miss Blackwell was extremely crabby about having her work interrupted.
Holding.
I'm beginning to wonder, is Miss Blackwell ever not crabby? Well, they already took her down to the station, so it's a bit late to ask her now. Just my opinion, but maybe it's best we don't ask her about that, ever. Should I try asking a detective something? Yes, absolutely. Let's ask about the lab. Please tell us anything you remember about the lab. The lab, huh? Well, it was so messy, there was hardly anywhere to step. I guess they were in the middle of building a giant robot. Yeah, that's pretty much how it looked when we visited this afternoon, too. Okay, I know the drill. You want me to swap this statement into my testimony, don't you? What? No, I... Way ahead of you. I'll just swap it in. Lab was very messy, so it was actually kind of a poor choice for the evacuation. So, is there anything else involved with this? You aren't fooling anyone. You chose the ladder in that very room on purpose to create your escape route. That's not true. It's just that when it comes to ladders, I'm very particular. I had a good feeling about that ladder. Oh, this isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Did I mess up somewhere along the way? I'm not entirely sure what they're trying to get at here. Because again, okay, it looks like he's sticking with Athena as the culprit. It doesn't help that he has the evidence. Let's press him on everything until he cracks. Do we have any kind of information in the, here, hold on a second. Let me take a look at that lighter, because I think that's the main thing that we're trying to focus in on. Evidence found by Detective Fulbright. It has Athena's prints on it in the victim's blood. Okay, let me take a look at this. Because just looking at this, it looks like the lighter was indeed held. Because that's the hinge on the back of it, right? So you'd have to flip it up that way. Would that be the left hand or the right? I'm not entirely sure. I feel like I need to present something at this point. But just in case, I'm going to go ahead and save. I am the very model of the model Major General. I know. Bit about the escape route is only a theory. You don't have any proof. What we do have is proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit, the lighter with her prints on it. The prints were placed just the way they would be if someone were holding it lit. I wonder if maybe I need to go back and maybe press this or something. Probably not. Nope, without evidence, probably save this fight for another time. So, what would happen if I swapped that around? Prints were placed just the way they would be if someone were holding it.
Holding.
Let's switch the statement and see if we find something strange. How about the number of prints? Okay, there we go. Done. Okay, now that that's swapped in, what we do have is proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit. Lighter with prints. Anything else I could say? Okay, nothing about that. Skip! Okay. I think I need to go back to that statement at some point, but I think this is what we need to grill. 3 prints were on the lighter. The thumb, index, middle finger of a right hand. I wonder if this is it. And I wonder if presenting the lighter will prove that to be false. Because, okay, if we take a look at that, I can't see the other end of the lighter, but I wonder if there is... Yeah, I'm curious. Let's try it.
Objection!
Shoot! Don't you find this statement to be a bit odd?
You have the question wrong.
Ah,
I believe you meant to say, don't you find my head to be a bit odd?
you better not be talking about my hair. My hair.
If you choose to wave your sword at contradictions that don't exist, prepare to have the soundness of your mind brought into question, right, Dono?
Subtle, aren't you?
I'll have no wild sword waving in my courtroom, Mr. Wright.
Okay, shoot. Maybe it's the other statement then. 3 prints were on the lighter. Let's swap it around again, and let's see if maybe the lighter can be brought up with this. So it might have something to do with the positioning of the fingers. Let's see. Let's figure this out. Anyway, skippity scap. Yeah, the print's position, because maybe we can... I think the print's locations are a bit odd. It doesn't really look like it's prepared to be flipped open in any way, shape, or form, if you think about it. Prints were placed just the way they would be if someone were holding it. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let me take a look at this. Now, call me crazy, but it really doesn't look like someone would hold a lighter that way.
Objection!
Son of a bitch! Don't you find that statement a bit odd? Nope. True flummoxing. Finally. I do think that the lighter must have something to do with it. Let me see. Proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit. The lighter with her prints on it. Prints were placed just the way they would be if someone were holding it lit. Is there any other piece of evidence that would prove that to be false? Let me think about that one. Newspaper clippings, photo people involved, launch, jacket worn by... Was there... There was a lighter at this scene at one point, correct? But, yeah, I don't think that would actually be showing up. Whoopsies. Hold the phone. Let's think. Phantom Psych, Taryn's autopsy report. The victim was discovered in the 3rd floor boarding lounge of the main building. Let's see the autopsy report. Maybe there's something hidden about that. No, don't see anything weird in there. Video showing the defendant and the victim escape from the corridor. Meh. God, I wish I could look at that lighter a little bit closer, but okay. Guess not. Athena also used one of these to stab the Phantom's hand during the incident 7 years ago. I feel like we're going to pull off his gloves and we're going to find a scar. Okay. Earring the Dr. Sykes gave to Athena, the stone was cut from a real moon rock. Yay! Okay, well, if it's not that statement, what about this one? The lab was very messy, so it was actually kind of a poor choice for evacuation. You can guide me if I want. Not just yet. I'm trying to, like, mull over every single option in my head. At this stage, I feel like I should probably fail out first. Let's talk about aura, shall we? Very information. Yeah, okay. And I can't skip through this. Why? Ms. Blackwell is extremely crabby about having her work interrupted. Is there something that I could bring up about that? Or maybe there's another statement that now has different context. This bit about the escape route is only a theory. You don't have any proof. Ooh, Maybe I can come up with proof about this. Hold on. Prints were placed just the way they would be if someone... Okay, alright. No, there's nothing very specific. Alright. Proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit. Lighter. Prints. This bit about the escape route is only a theory. You don't have any proof. Okay. I think I'm thinking way ahead. Miss Blackwell was extremely crabby. Let me think. Perp held a lighter with an earth emblem on it in their left hand and a knife in their right. There we go. Hold on a second. That's the thing. Place the just the way it would be if someone were holding. All right, let me see if I can do this then, if that's the case.
Objection!
Oh, damn. Okay. Don't you find this statement a bit... Okay, I think I'm on the right track, but I fucked it up royally. Oh, well, I needed to reset anyway. Also, I want to read this statement.
That's enough. I see no need to further prolong this trial. The defense's case is insufficient to overturn the prosecution's claims. This court finds the defendant, Athena Sykes,
Guilty. Shoot. Oh, God. Do I want to try again? I mean, I had plenty of health, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just return the title and load the save. I feel like I was starting to get there. Try again gives you full health. I know, but I had 3 chances, so I feel like I'm good. Okay, this theory about the escape route, what we do have is proof Athena Sykes is the culprit, lighter with her prints on it. Prints were placed just the way... Okay, this is what it was previously, so let me go ahead and swap it over. Let's go with the number of prints. How many prints? 3. Thumb, derp, herp. Three prints were on the lighter, the thumb, index, and middle fingers of a right hand. The perp held a lighter with an earth emblem on it in their left hand and a knife in their right.
Objection!
Sucker! You say the prints were from a right hand, is that correct? That's right, very clear prints. But that just doesn't add up. What doesn't add up? According to Miss Blackwell, who saw the culprit herself, this person held the lighter in their left hand. No. So here's the dilemma before us. Why are the prints on the lighter from a right hand instead of a left?
Yeah. You're right. It doesn't make sense, does it?
Your Honor, this lighter can hardly be called incriminating evidence. The witness claims don't even hold water.
Detective Fulbright, I hope you have a good explanation for this.
I just can't understand it. They're definitely right-hand prints. But then, why are they inconsistent with Miss Blackwell's statement? I've got it.
What have you got, Detective?
The mirror. The witness must have seen a reflection of the culprit in the mirror.
Go on.
Miss Blackwell was looking in through the window of boarding lounge 1, wasn't she? I believe so. If you mean the little window in the back and to the right of the room, that's right. And across the room on the opposite wall, is a large mirror. I do remember seeing it. So are you saying? Yes, the culprit, Miss Blackwell, saw what must have been a reflection of that person in the mirror.
Ah, I see. In that case, right and left would appear reversed, wouldn't they?
Ha 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 ha! Now do you see? That's the logic of pure justice.
Objection!
But your argument is only conjecture. You don't have any proof that what Miss Blackwell saw was a reflection. Oh, damn it.
Right, don't know. You'd soon nick yourself than hit him like...
Wait,
Nick yourself than him like that. Put some more muscle into it.
Huh? That's right. Besides, the lighter couldn't have been in the left hand. And why not?
Miss Blackwell said she saw an Earth emblem on the lighter, didn't she? That emblem is only on one side of the lighter.
You're right. There's no emblem on the other side.
Exactly. As blank and smooth as the judge's fine scalp. If the culprit had held the lighter in their left hand, they would have covered the emblem.
Uh-oh.
What's more, this is the kind of lighter you flick open with your thumb before lighting it. So if the culprit had held it in their left hand with the emblem out and visible, they wouldn't have been able to open it, let alone light it. But if they had held it in their right hand, they could easily open it and light it. This all means that the culprit was definitely holding the lighter in their right hand.
I don't like how that makes sense. Come back, my beautiful contradiction!
It appears you planted a flower that bears no fruit.
See how it withers before my flower of justice.
He's tough. He's managed to discredit almost everything I've proven up to this point.
In justice we trust. Now do you see? I'm not this phantom you've been talking about. I mean, are you sure there's really is a spy? I bet they're just a figment of your imagination.
Yeah. Oh, it's so sad, so very sad. But I'm afraid Miss Sykes is the culprit.
Ah. Scumbag.
Detective Fulbright, I believe you said that the emblem is only on one side of the lighter. Are you sure about that?
In justice we trust. Spelled, injustice.
Oh, of course I'm sure. Why don't you take a look for yourself and see? Do you see an Earth emblem on both sides of the lighter?
Hello.
Why would he even have a tell? Jesus. I knew it. You're lying, Detective.
Pardon me?
You mean... Yes, my bracelet reacted to his statement about the emblem. He's definitely hiding something big. And I think if we used my talent, we might be able to figure it out. Justice Dono, are you to use that cheat of yours again?
Will you let me? It's not cheating, Prosecutor Blackwell. What do we need to see if he's lying? Just look at the dang lighter.
Very well. Whether I like it or not, I suppose we should use whatever works right now. Go on, then.
We have Prosecutor Blackwell's reluctant blessing, apparently. Okay, Apollo, you're up.
Here goes, then. Detective Fulbright, could you repeat that last statement one more time?
What in the world are you up to? Alright, fine. I'll say it as many times as you like. Listen carefully. The Earth emblem is only on the side that you can see when held in the right hand. The Earth emblem is only on the side.
I'm taking a look at his face first to see if maybe his nose wiggles or something.
That you can see when held in the right hand.
Very well, listen again. Something about his hands? Oh yeah, maybe his hands.
The Earth emblem is only on the side that you can see when held in the right hand.
Okay, maybe it's the other hand. Let me listen again. Hello. Wait a minute. Let's just make sure it's not a fluke. Yep. I don't think that was a fluke. Yeah, why are you so twitchy about the Earth emblem, sir?
Howdy, Yankee. How's it going?
Alright. Let's listen again. The Earth Emblem? What about the Earth Emblem?
Gotcha!
Well, Detective Fulbright, you might not be aware of it yourself, but whenever you say the phrase the Earth Emblem, your left thumb moves. In fact, it appears as though you're running it along the edge of your holster. You're not gonna shoot me, are you? Mr. Lawyer, I don't have the foggiest notion what you're talking about. Be that as it may, I know it has something to do with the lighter. Let me examine it. But why? You're not making any sense. You can't just... Yes, we can. What do you do? No, I'm not shipping anyone. I didn't ask. Be still and do as you're told, Fulbright. Your ship is not in this case. Oh, okay, so you are at least shipping someone then. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't mind them having a look-see, should you? What? Not you too, Prosecutor Blackwell. I'm not sure what this is all about, but if Prosecutor Blackwell insists, it must be something important. I will allow the defense to examine the lighter.
Haha.
Good. Now maybe we'll learn something new.
I hope so. Now let's check every inch of this thing. Yay, I was just talking about the fact that I really badly wanted to see this thing. Right. Wow, what the heck is going on back here? That's a lot of blood. The back is covered with blood.
Say, do you notice anything funny about this bloodstain?
You're right, it suddenly breaks off unnaturally.
Supposedly, the lighter was held with the right hand so the emblem was visible. If so, the print should be around the emblem and on the lid where you open it.
You're right. There's definitely something off here. Strange. Okay, let me see. Anything else going down on this lighter? I suppose I could take a look at the emblem now. So this is the Earth emblem Detective Fulbright was talking about.
Is he anything noteworthy?
Eh? Hey, look at this! The emblem's actually some kind of button. What? What the fuck?
What the shit? Wow, it transformed into something.
A handle? A trigger?
Is this what I think it is? There's no question, it seems. What you have there is a gun.
Jesus!
What?
I mean, I've seen smaller guns. It's alright.
A gun?
So that's it. Your Honor, please recall this morning's trial when Director Cosmo was on the stand. The bullet that hit the oxygen tank was extremely small, maybe a 10 caliber. This little compact gun probably takes bullets of that caliber.
It looks like this is the gun that was fired at the scene. I'm flabbergasted! The lighter was a gun?
Are they all guns? I know there's multiple lighters. So when Detective Fulbright would touch his holster...
That's right. Whenever he mentioned the Earth emblem, he must have subconsciously thought about the secret behind the lighter. In other words, he knew it was a gun from the very beginning.
No, I didn't.
A lighter that transforms into a gun seems like a spy gadget to me.
Yeah, straight up like James Bond, or if you're trash, Austin Powers. Yeah, I watched Austin Powers, so I'm not judging.
It's not the kind of thing any ordinary person can get their hands on. In fact, I'd say it's strictly in the domain of elite spies. Detective Fulbright, you will explain yourself.
There's nothing for me to explain. I didn't know the lighter could transform. I mean, it was found in the Space Museum, and then I brought it straight in. I didn't even have time to check it out.
Objection!
Oh, really?
Whenever you mentioned the Earth emblem, you touched your holster. You subconsciously did that because you knew it was a gun.
Accuse me all you want, but where's your proof? Do you have any evidence that I knew the lighter was a gun?
Not exactly.
And whose prints are on it? Miss Sykes' prints.
It proves that she's the culprit who fired the gun at the scene.
It would appear that the detective is right.
Are you guys really trying to prove your client innocent or what? Although it pains me to do this, now that we are where we are, I have to make the following assertions, coming from the prosecution's side. The person who fired the gun at Director Cosmos in the lounge after the incident, and the person Miss Blackwell saw holding the lighter, and the person who murdered Miss Taryn.
Everything. See the vein in his hand when he's mad?
Yes. And the person who bombed the Space Center. Are all the defendant Athena Sykes, the prince, or the lighter are the decisive proof? No! Ha-ha! Now, do you see? A man on the side of justice couldn't possibly be the culprit. And I think this about sums up Miss Sykes' part in the whole affair.
The evidence certainly does seem to point to the defendant's guilt. Do you have anything to say, Prosecutor Blackwell? Evidence is everything in court. Therefore, Fulbright's claims stand firm.
The dumbass stands firm. Shit.
But
calm down, Apollo. He's just saying that because he has to as the prosecutor.
Mr. Lawyer, our job is to pursue criminals in the name of justice. You shouldn't cast suspicion on people based on something as dubious as a habit. In fact, you have a bad habit of showing up in court with an awful case of bedhead.
Objection!
Don't you make fun of my hair! Says the man who wears sunglasses at night. If it's proof you want, it's proof you'll get. I'll prove that this lighter is not Miss Sykes, but yours. Sounds like you've hit on something, Apollo. It's just, if the prints on the lighter are the basis for accusing Athena, I think we should reconsider the credibility of the evidence itself. You mean, you think this lighter might be forged evidence? That's right. Could all be part of Fulbright's bigger plot. Did he do anything out of the ordinary while I was off on my own? I can definitely think of a few things. Think he's onto something? Maybe.
It is indeed. Have a look at this.
What's this? A lighter?
Detective, we'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found in the boarding lounge.
Ah, yes, I just happen to have compiled the print data on everything related to the case. Every one, rather. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift.
What if the Phantom of the Past was framing Fulbright? No. Either that, or we got a lot more chapters to do. If we assume he's been laying a big trap for us all along, there's got to be something off about this piece of evidence. What's wrong with the lighter as a piece of evidence? How the prints were left on it. The owner of the prints. Well, obviously it's the owner of the prints, but we can't choose that. Where the prints are on it. You know what? I think I know exactly what it is. For safety reasons, I'm going to save. But, riddle me this. When you stab someone with your right... Oh, okay, if you're holding a lighter with your left hand, I don't think it would make much sense for these fingerprints to have been made in blood. No, I guess I don't see anything strange about how the prints were left on the lighter. Nothing unusual about the angle of the prints, or how they are patchy in places, but there's gotta be something off about this piece of evidence. Oh, what did... No! Okay, fine, shit. Okay, I guess it's where the prints are on it. Anything odd about where the prints are? No, I guess if it was fired as a gun. Wait a minute. It's about where the prints would be, but... Wait, what did you... Okay, my brain is apparently off. Okay, alright. Interesting. So it is the owner of the prints. Thanks, game, for giving me several, several passes on this question. Are they really Athena's fingerprints? They definitely match her print data. But what about the data itself? Oh, I see what you mean. Forged. Detective Fulbright, you were the one who provided us with the lighter and print data. Isn't that correct? I was thinking this was going to be a case of like, all right, so why would there be bloody prints coming off of the lighter when you stabbed somebody with the other hand? That was my first thought, so like apparently that's not right. Yes, what about it? You say Miss Sykes' prints match the print data. But I have to wonder, was that data you used official?
Mr. Wright, are you suggesting that the evidence might have been fabricated?
I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's re-examine the prints. Using the official, sanctioned print data of the people involved in this case. What? You dare insult the epitome of justice and integrity? There's no need for such antics.
Silence.
Your Honor, I lend my voice to the defense's request. You must allow the test to be rerun. Very well then. Bailiff!
There's a part of me that really wishes that I could do some of this stuff in this, you know, like some of the touchscreen games from the previous games, but oh well. I suppose we're not actually dusting for the prints.
But it appears that the official data is here, by way of carrier pigeon. Carrier hawk.
And the results?
It's just as the defense claims. This proves that the prints on the lighter do not belong to the defendant.
Yes!
The fingerprints actually belong to the victim, Mr. Clay Terran.
Oh, shit. Interesting. That's weird.
They were Clay's fingerprints on the lighter? Ah, I see. Come to think of it, wasn't it you, Fulbright, who collected the victim's prints?
I personally removed his gloves during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity, after all.
When you took the deceased fingerprints, you could have easily planted his prints on the lighter with his blood, after which you wiped the blood off of his hand.
By your own admission, you were also the one who compiled the phony print data. All to put the blame on Miss Sykes. Stop faking, you jerk. This ploy must have been to distract us from the Phantom who was behind everything. You were out to create the impression that the Phantom wasn't the true culprit.
So does this mean Detective Fulbright really is the Phantom?
Remember the killer's escape route. No ordinary person would have been fearless enough to attempt it. Nobody but the Phantom, the man with no emotions, could have done it. Detective Fulbright, you were the only one who could have used that escape route. Yankee says, actually, him prosecuting Athena would make a good fanfic idea of someone. I have no idea. I don't delve into fan fiction. Not really.
Fulbright, are you really the Phantom? Answer me, or so help me, I will slash you to tiny slivers with while you.
Dude, again, you just got out of jail. All right, I'll talk. I confess. I'm not the Phantom.
Silence.
It's all over. Now be a man and admit it already.
But I'm not a spy. I'm an undercover investigator. I've actually been after the Phantom myself.
An undercover investigator?
Not quite, sir. That's an entire different fan fiction.
That sounds less like wholesome to me. A person who hides his identity and secretly investigates in order to uncover information. And that's who you really are, Fulbright?
That's right. I was working to track down the Phantom. But sadly, even though I was supposed to catch the spy ended up catching me. He took my family hostage and forced me to cooperate with him.
What?
Objection!
You're telling us this now? But if what you say is true, then who was the mystery person Miss Blackwell and Mr. Starbucks saw? Derp de herps.
It was the Phantom, I tell you! All I did was help him by having that emergency ladder lowered for him!
Objection!
I don't believe you. Then how do you explain the fabricated lighter?
That was also one of the Phantom's demands. Being the detective in charge of the case, it was easy for me to fabricate evidence. Pinning the crime on Athena Sykes was just another one of the Phantom's orders.
And you expect me to buy that?
Fulbright, what was the Phantom's ultimate objective? I was told it was to sabotage the rocket launch. Someone who didn't want the launch to happen must have given him the order. Actually, I have to apologize to you two. The Phantom told me to get close to you. He ordered me to get back that psych profile you have on him.
Ah, and you didn't quite get that, you asshole.
So he sent a buzzard of his own to tail me this past year, did he? I haven't been a champion of justice.
No, you haven't.
I've just been a pawn of evil. A pawn in the Phantom who stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago.
Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us who the Phantom's true identity.
I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. So there's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believed I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why, I bet even now there are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all.
With the ceiling blown off, I suppose you are vulnerable to a sniper shot in this courtroom.
No! Just 2 seconds ago, Fulbright was treating Athena like a criminal. Does he really think he's gonna lie his way out of it now? But on the surface, everything does seem to make sense. This could be bad, Mr. Wright. We can't find a flaw in his logic. He's right. After we come all this way, we can't let Fulbright wiggle free now.
There, I finally told the truth. Now I hope you see how foolish it was to think I was the Phantom.
You seem awfully stern now.
You're an intelligent man, Prosecutor Blackwell. You believe me, right?
I believe you. I don't think you're the Phantom.
What? How can you say that, Prosecutor Blackwell? It's obvious! He's the Phantom!
Silence.
Evidence is everything, right, Dono? And you must admit there's no clear evidence that Fulbright is the Phantom.
Ugh, Edgeworth, get in here with the paperwork.
Yes. As I recall, the only solid proof we've seen up to this point is the fact that Detective Fulbright fabricated evidence.
But...
I've known Fulbright here for a year now, and all this time, he's been quite intent on rehabilitating me. I don't believe his efforts were a lie.
Prosecutor Blackwell?
This fool truly thought he could reform a death row inmate like me. He went so out of his way in his efforts for me, he actually became quite a nuisance, really.
Prosecutor Blackwell, you believe me?
Please tell me Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't really been taken in by this big phony. You of all people should know mind games.
However, even if it was against your will, you still acted as the Phantom's accomplice. You will have to pay the price for that. Throw yourself at my mercy, and don't you ever betray me again. Have you got that?
Yes, thank you. Oh, thank you!
Oh, Jesus, everybody, open your eyes.
Such a bond of trust is a rare and beautiful thing. In any case, it looks like everything has been resolved. I can now hand down a not guilty verdict with confidence.
Very good. I'm very glad to hear it. It's all over. Everything's been cleared up. And Miss Sykes will go free as well.
No, you don't, asshole.
Mr. Wright, we can't let the trial end here. If we do, the Phantom, the man who killed Clay, will get away.
I know, but... what do I do? I don't know what you should do. I'm gonna save just in case this is a point where I have to put some input in. I don't have any proof that Detective Fulbright is the Phantom. Is this it? Is he gonna get away with it just like that?
Now, if you'll excuse me, my next investigation awaits. And with that, I'm off.
Shit. Please let that be Edgeworth. No, it's Athena. Okay.
The defense. No, wait.
Not the defense. No, yeah, you're not really the defense. The defendant feels it's not time for a verdict yet and would like to see this trial continue.
What? But I was just about to declare you innocent of all charges.
So?
It just doesn't feel right to be standing here. Hey, funny stuff. Back from clothes shopping. What did you miss? Apparently Fulbright is a traitor. Hey, Apollo, think you could scooch over? Whoopity whoop. Boy, it's cramped back here. Though I suppose all the craters make a little bit more room. Athena, what are you doing? Hope we don't get held in contempt of court. Oh, we're at this part, are we? Yes. I have some questions for you, Detective Fulbright. Are you relieved that you are no longer under suspicion of... I see where she's going with this. Suspicion of being the Phantom? Are you grateful to Prosecutor Blackwell for what he's done for you?
Of course I am. And I'm truly grateful from the bottom of my heart.
Athena, you are the defendant. Why are you at the defense bench? Let her do. Athena, where are you going with these questions? I have yet to hear a single emotion behind any of Detective Fulbright's words, boss. The suspicion against him has been cleared up, but he's not feeling happy at all. What does that mean? We may not have any evidence, but the heart doesn't. Oh, God. That's so mushy. That's it. With your special ability, we just might be able to stop him. Your Honor, the detective has been deeply traumatized by our accusation. Accusations is what that word was. Sorry, I missed that.
Yes, well, even before all this, I thought he was a rather odd fellow.
If he doesn't get counseling right away, who knows what might happen to him?
Prosecutor Blackwell, can you believe the nonsense the defense is spouting?
Fulbright, I think you'd better have that counseling.
Not you too.
You've been making batty remarks ever since you were accused of being the Phantom. Such as, you're an undercover investigator, and your family has been taken hostage. I fear you might have finally lost it.
But I thought you believed me.
Silence.
Oh, how you amuse me so!
What's going on here? That was an excellent bit of psychological manipulation just now, Simon.
I knew you would catch on, Athena.
Mind filling me in here? Guess we left you in the dust, huh, Mr. Wright? Simon was only pretending to believe Detective Fulbright because he knew I'd notice if there was a lack of emotions, like joy or relief in his response. So he gave me the chance to take a listen. And listen I did to the voice of Detective Fulbright's heart.
What? You two were working together just now?
I hate this silent talk, and I can't be a part of it.
Come now, Athena, show us what's inside Fulbright's heart.
You got it. Time to check the instant replay. Widget, mon ami, let's do this.
Beep up.
Again, this is gonna be freaking hilarious.
Thank you for believing in me, Prosecutor Blackwell. I'm an undercover investigator, but the Phantom was coercing me. He stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. I'm a bad person for cooperating with such a man. But he took my family hostage. What else could I do?
Even with all his over-the-top expressions and gestures, he's registering no emotion at all. It's just like I thought, and right in line with the Phantom Psych profile. Detective Fulbright, the lack of emotion proves you're the Phantom. What the fuck? Hey, what's going on? Wait, hold on. What do you think you're doing, Detective? He's killing the noisometer.
Me? I'm not doing anything.
He's trying to attack into the Mood Matrix program. I can't do anything with it like this. I imagine Widget's just going like or something. Good. Now that freaking Hawk has got some function to actually, destroy things. Hack to the mainframe.
Fancy device you have there, but I'll tolerate no cheating, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. As an undercover agent, I tend to use my secret arsenal without even thinking.
More like as a spy. Thanks, Prosecutor Blackwell. Taka, don't detect the Mood Matrix. There, now that you can't hack me anymore, I dare you to try to hide your lack of emotions from us. Or stop hawking it.
Lack of emotion? What are you talking about? Oh, of course I have feelings. Oh, as a matter of fact, you've wounded me very deeply with that accusation.
What's going on? All of a sudden I'm getting an overwhelmingly happy reading? Huh? But he's literally crying us a river over there. Oh, he probably broke it.
Oops, my mistake. How about this?
Yikes, now he's angry. Oh my god, he's gonna try and, discount all of our emotional therapy from this point. What's he trying to pull?
Like as not, it would appear our friend is not completely without emotion. It's just as it says in Dr. Sykes' profile of the Phantom. The subject has a unique psychological makeup with almost no emotion fluctuation.
Oh, I get it. So he has some emotions, right?
Precisely, which leads me to wonder why you can't sense any emotion from him at all. I believe it's most likely because he is controlling his emotions.
Who'da thunk it?
Very good, Prosecutor Blackwell. You are correct. It's the result of my daily training. A very important skill for us undercover investigators, you know.
More like for us spies, seriously. But I wonder why he suddenly showed several strong emotions. Wait a minute. I think I know. I sense there's a feeling you're trying to hide with your exaggerated emotions, Detective.
A feeling I'm trying to hide? That's a good one. You're the ones who have been saying I'm the Phantom because I don't have any emotions. I was just trying to show you the range of deep emotions I truly possess.
Then you have no objections to me analyzing you, right?
No, analyze away. But I will state it again. I am not the Phantom. And be forewarned that your analysis will have no effect. Because you're about to see what an undercover agent can really do.
Scumbag. Oh, lovely.
Me, the Phantom? No way!
Oh, I'm so sad.
See, I told you I have emotions.
How dare you accuse me of being someone who would kill over a moon rock? I do regret cooperating with the Phantom, of course. But I'm so glad this whole misunderstanding is cleared up now.
Interesting. I'm taking a look at all of the emotion charts here. Let me see. How dare you accuse me of being someone who would kill over a moon rock? I'm so glad. See, I told you I have emotions. The only one that isn't moving out of view is the sadness. I get your game. I found it. I found the one emotion you're truly feeling. What? Hidden in the middle of that chaotic storm, I saw one emotion that never disappeared. When you talked about the moon rock, you felt a fear that wouldn't fade.
Fear? Yeah. A fear that a man who with hardly any emotions feels, huh?
And it was a response to that moon rock. Detective Fulbright, I presume you feel fear concerning the moon rock because your identity will be revealed. You lost it. You failed to steal it. You tried but failed to steal the moon rock. The stain on your career as a spy has left you feeling afraid.
But the moon rock did indeed disappear from the laboratory. And I'd hardly think a person who feels so little would feel over a thing like that.
Don't everyone jump on the Phoenix hype train all at once now. Didn't the topic of what a spy might fear the most come up in our discussions? Probably. Oh, Shadow says, I keep forgetting. Help me. I am not awake today, and I ate cake for dinner. That's not healthy. Okay. I presume you feel fear concerning the moon rock because your identity, I assume. You left shortly after the lighter. Oh, okay. Hello. Of course, that's it. What was my reaction to both the Fulbright thing and the lighter thing? Full-on betrayal. I mean, I don't know if you saw the fact that the lighter was a gun.
Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity.
I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. So there's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believed I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why, I bet even now. There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all. Detective Fulbright, I think I know why you would feel afraid. You are afraid that the moon rock will somehow reveal your identity.
If his identity were revealed, he would be killed immediately. That's certainly enough to make even the Phantom feel afraid.
Me? Afraid? I don't know what you're talking about. So there really is something about the moon rock that would reveal his identity. Apparently so. Oh, Shadow says, also, what was my reaction to the weird emotion thing in the mood matrix? You can't rewind it for some reason. Oh, I didn't have any... I mean, okay, I was very thrown the hell off by the fact that I was getting, like, weird ratings and stuff, but I kind of got the gist of what they were trying to get me for. Like, everything was flashing, so I'm like, what's not? Wait a minute, okay, maybe the Phantom didn't so much steal the moon rock, but more like he had to take it with him, because there was something on it that would reveal his true identity. Don't you do it. Wait, hey. Get back down here. Where do you think you're going?
Me? I'm not going anywhere.
Is it just me, or was he going to use that weird watch thing to try and get away? Someone take that watch away from him. How many more of those toys does he have? And where can I get myself one? Detective Fulbright, you will answer honestly to this court right now. What do you feel fear in connection with the moon rock? In justice we trust.
not emotions, Mr. Lawyer. Evidence is everything. I'm the Phantom because I'm afraid. Don't make me laugh.
What was that just now? Poison, clearly. But all human beings have hearts and experience emotions. Sometimes analyzing a case from the psychological perspective is the best way to find the truth. Yeet! Again, what are you doing? Is that a garrote?
It's all just a waste of time. All your efforts and analysis serve no purpose. And now, in this dark age of the law, nobody would believe your claim that it's effective. In an era where evidence is fabricated, do you truly expect feelings to be accepted as proof? And where exactly is your proof that I fear the moon rock anyway?
Well, I admit I don't have any conventional proof, but I still say that examining a person's heart has its merits.
Oh, really? Then why don't you listen carefully with those special ears of yours? Listen to the voices of the hearts of the people in the gallery.
Hey, no, do not get overwhelmed. Don't let him meddle with you.
Scumbag.
All I hear is distrust.
As you can see, the people are on my side. Because all they see is a strange little girl using a weird little machine.
Damn cavemen, all of you. But it's not like I use analytical psychology to falsely accuse people. Uh-oh, he's got Athena doubting herself. Miss Sykes' analytical psychology has breathed new life into the courtroom. It has freed the hearts of many witnesses and has been key in getting to the truth.
What nonsense. Your Honor, the defense's claim is a false one. I don't feel any kind of fear when it comes to the moon rock.
I see. Very well, I will give the opinion of this court. In a trial, I don't feel that a person's emotions are quite as compelling as actual evidence is.
But Your Honor...
There, you see? Nobody believes you, and your trumped-up charges.
Yankee says, as someone living with autism, I definitely relate to her in some regards. I can see that, yeah, definitely.
However, I do believe Miss Sykes' analysis can contribute to making the truth clear. I have seen her do this firsthand several times already.
Surely you jest.
So does this mean you will accept my findings in this trial, Your Honor? You don't know what you have. You are at least highly sensitive.
Yes, I believe your claim, Miss Sykes. I think there is merit in examining why the witness feels fear in regards to the moon rock. That is the court's opinion on this matter.
Then that's a win for me. No, a win for analytical psychology. Now, Mr. Phantom, you will tell this court the reason for your fear.
Analytical psychology? My fears? Fine. I'll show you precisely why those abstract things can't be considered evidence.
You freaking fabricated goofball. Shadow says, I'm too old to get diagnosed with anything serious. Mild form of everything but the sensitivity. Yeah, Yankee says, I know for a fact, I also know for a fact, autism can be diagnosed at any age. I know some people that they've ended up in their 30s, and it's just like, yeah, are you aware that these are all patterns of somebody with autism? It's like, oh. So, yeah, that's actually true.
I felt fear when I thought about the moon rock because it reminded me of the Phantom. Yes, I'm very afraid of him because he took my family hostage. What reason would the Phantom have to be afraid of the moon rock? None at all. So the very fact that I'm afraid of the moon rock means I'm not him. In fact,
I'm on the side of justice.
You had to just have one more yell of justice come out.
And there you have it. Now do you see why I'm afraid of the moon rock?
Sure, you sound convincing enough. But so does any two-bit con artist. It's all meaningless in the absence of evidence.
Yeki was diagnosed early enough to get accommodations in school. Some people get diagnosed in high school. Yes. And like I said, some people like much later. Stern Fulbright looks weird. I love how we got like basically two like ninjas in the courtroom that are fighting against each other. Mario says he was in grade 6-ish. Yeah, pretty late into life to find out, but hey, good thing you found out. Too mild to get diagnosis. Some of the major symptoms don't line up. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Diagnosis with this stuff has gotten a lot better over the course of many years.
The Phantom is like the mist. No flesh, no bones. My sword alone cannot cut it. Right, Dono?
Yep.
With your deductive reasoning and the body of evidence before us, let us send this miserable phantom fellow to the other world together.
Oh, it's thanks to it you left your awful private school and went to a school where, you met your girlfriend, and then high school where you met your best. That's really good. That's a nice turnout. Yes, you can be diagnosed even if you don't have core symptoms. Autism facts. You are in an alternative school. All right. You and I, Prosecutor Blackwell, we have a duty to bring the Phantom down and restore the people's faith in the courts.
Indeed. By covering for Athena, I allowed the Phantom to escape. And as a prosecutor, I gave birth to the people's mistrust with my murder conviction.
I bear part of the responsibility as well, for being suspected of forging evidence and losing my attorney's badge as a result. The two of us and the Phantom were there at the beginning of the dark age of the law.
Then it is also our burden to cut away the foul specter we created, is it not? Until all that remains is the righteousness of the court and the faith of the people.
Objection 2011 is so good. Yeah, it is. 2013. I don't know. All the objection themes are very good. Hee hee hee, hoo hoo hoo, ha 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 ha. You demon!
Trust, understanding, fragile ideals of the masses who are controlled by emotion. Humans can't truly trust each other, which is exactly why the illusion of trust is so enticing.
Objection!
That's exactly what the spy would say! Once two people overcome their misgivings, that's where real trust is to be found. You're free to believe what you want, but trust like that is stronger than you and your lies always. Well, I gotta say, I'm very happy that all this, all of the emotion stuff and the themes of this have kind of brought up a talk about, just like emotional stability, autism, that kind of thing. These are important subjects. I think they should be talked about. Anywho's, I'm gonna go ahead and save just because I'm doing pretty freaking good. Athena's objection is one of your favorites, but your favorite objection theme has got to be either 2001 or 2015, which you still haven't played. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, Apollo's theme is freaking amazing. Anyway, felt fear when I thought about the moon rock because it reminded me of the Phantom.
Hold it!
It only reminded you of the Phantom? Don't make me laugh. You are the Phoenix.
Evidence is everything in a court of law. Or did you forget? I was forced to testify over a silly thing like feelings. But those tactics won't work from here on out. You need real evidence.
I hate to admit it, but he's right. I hate to admit it. Capcom is amazing at music. I agree. Mega Man is a key role in that.
Yes, I'm very afraid of him because he took my family hostage.
Hold it!
It's not entirely bad that Ace Attorney music is literally all that you listen to. No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. I love a whole bunch of the covers that I've heard of the stuff too. Like some of the covers, Family Jewels has made some, Richard E.B. I think Richard E.B. has. I know that Johnny Atma has made one. Like, look up Johnny Atma's covers of some of the stuff from Ace Attorney. It's good stuff. Your family? Like, who in your family specifically?
Oh, I don't know. Like, maybe my lover, for example?
For example? Maybe. We need more concrete answer than that. What's the name of the song when Ungard reveals himself? Oh, I don't know.
Ha ha ha! Maybe my mother, my son, or my daughter. Maybe it was all of them. I'm so sad and worried. I miss them so much. Ha 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 ha!
He's obviously lying.
Look how upset I am. Is it any wonder I followed the Phantom's orders? What reason would the Phantom have to be afraid of the moon rock? Not at all.
I feel like I'm gonna have to push this one.
You can't think of a single reason that the Phantom might be afraid of the rock? I thought the Phantom wasn't even supposed to have any feelings. How could someone like me, with my wealth of emotions, be expected to understand the guy?
The Phantom, a person with very few emotions, would only be afraid of something really big. Like his cover getting blown big. I'm willing to bet that the moon rock has something to do with his identity, but what? Maybe the Phantom's fingerprints are on the rock. But fingerprints can be wiped off. Then maybe he wanted the rock so bad he literally drooled on it and left his DNA. We're dealing with a spy here, Athena, not a slob. True. But maybe the DNA part isn't too far off. Huh? Something unexpected happened to him during the incident 7 years ago. I just know I have something that can show why the Phantom is afraid of the moon rock.
I'll just continue with my testimony while you're pondering then, if you don't mind.
Mario says, the one thing I hate about Trials and Tribulations is that they overuse Core 3002.
So the very fact that I'm afraid of the moon rock means I'm not him.
Hold it!
And how afraid are you exactly?
Like, I'm this afraid. I caught an afraid that was this big. I'm so scared, I start to shake even when I see the moon in the sky.
Yeah, is this blind for anybody in the chat? I don't know. If it isn't blind, then you may... There. I'm not going to say what you should or shouldn't do, but some of the best things about the Ace Attorney series have happened to me because of complete surprise and shock. So maybe play it first. Do you shake when you see Miss Sykes' earring?
Well, to be honest, since the very first time I met Miss Sykes, I felt more than a little frightened of her.
I guess some people just inspire that much fear in others. Mr. Wright, you were thinking something mean-spirited and rude, weren't you? Oh, of course not. Must beef up mind-reading defenses. I have nightmares about that earring.
Now do you understand? The very fact that I'm afraid of the moon rock proves that...
That earring stabs me in the alley.
In fact, I'm on the side of... Justice!
Hold it!
After all that you've done, how dare you speak the word justice?
In justice we trust. I'll say it as much as I want, and with absolute confidence. Whatever I say is just. Whatever I say is just, and that's how it works in this dark age of the law.
He won't get the best of me with that twisted argument of his. Ooh. Shadow says, I had a dream last night. I found a portal in a cake that led to a dimension where time didn't pass, so I built a giant underground castle. Neat. Dreams are weird. I believe I posted a long time. Actually, wait. Maybe I think I might. Did I post this in the BitB chat, or did I post that in another chat room? What the heck was it? I posted like a long No, I definitely posted in the BitB chat. It was a dream that I had recently, and it was really oddly, it was oddly vibrant. I don't usually have really vibrant dreams, but basically it was a thing where I was in some kind of virtual world of some kind. And I was with a whole bunch of my friends. We didn't really know where the heck we were, how we were there, but we found a group of scientists that could potentially find a way out. And they were in this gigantic lab, like a lab that was about the size of some giant convention center hall, some kind of thing like that. And it just had a whole bunch of 80s computers strewn about all the place, doing all kinds of computations and things. And so the scientists found a way to maybe get us back to the real world, but it would require us and our files to be moved over to a specific folder and then be extruded through an extruding program. To which they did that with all my friends, but I was very skeptical, so I'm like, I'm gonna hang back. Turns out they were just harvesting their bodies so they could escape the virtual world themselves. I know that this has probably been in several movies and whatnot, but I'm just like, holy shit. Also, I was super strong in this dream too, so I just kind of ran up and started just punching the daylights out of them, all John Woo style. I can't believe Bitby got extruded on stream. Shadow says, had a dream that you were Trucy in video game and progressing up the town, but when you got to a certain floor where there was the boss, it was Al Capone, but he was a sentient carnivorous fedora. No eyes, just a black fedora. Chased me around on a rolling chair and tried to eat me and possess me like Cappy from Mario Odyssey. He was too fast, but I found a shortcut and made it out. Yeah, I never really figured out how to make it out myself. Like, I ended up just, like, kicking the asses of all of the detectives, and that was it. You know, all of the investigators, and that was it. Anyway. I'll get him, find a way to get him where I want him. Detective Fulbright, or rather, the Phantom, feels fear in regards to the moon rock. Probably has something to do with being afraid of his true identity will be revealed. Right. So, that's why the Phantom had to take the moon rock with him 7 years ago. In that case, if we had something to show the real cause of Fulbright's fear, we just might be able to expose his true identity. Right. So, what reason would I have, would the Phantom have to be afraid of the moon rock? None at all. I'm going to go ahead and save just because I'm pretty sure this is it. Forgetting something and ending up buying pet supplies. Low on a few supplies. Okie dokie, so there is a point in time where somebody ends up getting stabbed. At the crime scene 7 years ago, it was launched into space and only returned to Earth a few days ago. Let me see. Newspaper clipping, photo of the people involved with the launch, and the jacket worn by Dr. Sykes. An earring that Dr. Sykes gave to Athena. Stone was cut from real moon rock. You also bought some toys as well as guinea pig food. Weird. Let me see. Phony phantom bomb found in boarding lounge 1 and detonated in courtroom number 4. Fragments are being analyzed. I don't think there's anything about this. You do have a guinea pig. Oh. Interesting. Okay. The murder weapon in this case. Athena also used one of these to stab the Phantom's hand during the incident 7 years ago. I think roundabout this is why.
Objection!
Yes! Detective Fulbright, I assume you know what this is. Of course, that's the knife the Phantom used to kill Clay Tarrant. That's right, and the exact same type of knife Miss Sykes used 7 years ago when she stabbed the Phantom's hand. Yes, that was discussed earlier, as I recall. Well, Shadow, random comment. Yesterday I got to hold a bearded dragon, and it was so cute. Really good experience. He almost fell asleep. Oh, that's adorable. I don't know. I'm not huge on, like, having lizards or anything as pets, but animals deserve love. He dodged it first, so I only got his clothes, but I tried again. And this time you got him, didn't you? I did. I remember it clearly now. The knife went into the back of his hand. Miss Sykes then stated that she remembers the culprit bleeding. It's my theory that the culprit's blood got on the moon rock, and he was afraid that if the blood was analyzed, his true identity would be revealed. How did a child manage to stab a spy? Carefully. Dumb luck. There we go. That explains why the Phantom had to remove the moon rock from the crime scene. Yes.
You mean if we ran the analysis now, we'd know who the Phantom is?
Yes, I suppose so. But unfortunately, the moon rock in question is missing. That may be so, but I'm certain I can explain what happened to it in great detail.
You can?
Of course. Not. The moon crocodile. You don't actually expect us to believe that, do you? Because you don't fool me. What this court sneeze is a bully-free zone.
Ah, the infamous sword of the beguiling bluff. Its edge is without compare. Come now, ready with me, and show us just how finely it cuts.
Your Honor, this is an outrage! Oh, I mean, this is an... Oh, it's great. This is an outrage! Outrage?
Go on, Right, Nono.
Let's start with something that's been bothering me for a while. Now, the culprit supposedly removed the moon rock from the lab. But in this video of him, it's nowhere to be seen.
Oh, you're right.
But here's something to consider. What if the Phantom hid the moon rock somewhere at the scene of the crime? Good thinking, boss. Security was super tight at the Space Center back then.
All that in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days. All personal effects were examined, thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints.
Does this mean that the moon rock is still somewhere in the Space Center? It's funny how Fulbright questioned if it is an outrage is actually kind of in character for his persona. In the name of justice, I proclaim that's impossible. And why's that? The Space Center was searched from top to bottom, and especially the lab. But the moon rock was never found. How could... Oh, yeah. How could I forget about that?
A sad but true fact. We still haven't a grasp on how it was done. But the Phantom made the moon rock vanish into the ether.
There's no way it just disappeared. Logic and evidence tells us otherwise. The Phantom didn't have the moon rock on him when he left the lab. Yet a thorough police search didn't turn up anything. And it never turned up in the 7 years after that either. The Phantom made that rock disappear without physically removing it himself. But how? There must have been a way. Think, Phoenix, think! How did the moon rock vanish from the robotics lab?
So, can you or can you not show what happened to the moon rock, Mr. Wright?
Yes, I can, Your Honor. I can't. Saving times. And also, I'm going to take a real quick bathroom break just because I need to go and pee. So, yeah, be right back with all ya. I can't believe Bitby took a piss on stream. And also, I went and I grabbed myself a V8, just because I'm also a little bit hungry. And this will probably curb the appetite. So, yeah, just something to sip. Anyway, I can, Your Honor. Kinda. What kind of V8? Oh, it's just like standard V8. It's low sodium because the stuff that you usually get V8-wise is just chock full of sodium. But hey, it's a healthy way to get your vegetables, and also it just tastes like you're sipping tomato soup. What? Oops, sorry. I mean, what?
This man's becoming unhinged. In that case, let's have your answer, Mr. Wright. How did the Phantom make the moon rock disappear from the crime scene?
You try to stay on a low sodium diet. Good. Same here. Like, no, seriously, like a can of V8. I looked at the back of it, and it's just a stupid amount of salt. And yet, like with the low sodium ones, it's like 95 milligrams for like a mini can. Dude. Okay. How did the Phantom make the moon rock disappear? You react negatively to protein as well, so it's hard to eat anything on a low protein diet. Ew. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate how like our bodies mix. I only think about it, like just the stuff that you need nutrition wise, just like, oh yeah, I need that, but I can't have it because it's associated with this. How would he have hidden the moon rock? How do you make it disappear from the crime scene? An earring that Dr. Sykes gave to Athena. Stone was cut from a real moon rock that was being used for research. Well, this happened beforehand. This happened after the fact, so clearly it's not that. Certain types of protein. I see. Let me think. It was found in boarding lounge. Okay, the phony bomb. Probably not, but found in boarding lounge 1 and detonated in courtroom number 4. Fragments are being analyzed. Here's the thing. Why do I still have this? That's the other question. Why has this not been booted out? Newspaper clipping, photo of the people involved with the launch, and the jacket worn by Dr. Sykes. Righto. Very well. If you drink non-organic milk, and it's not soy milk, this is normal organic milk. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that's some pure stuff.
How did the Phantom make the moon rock disappear from the crime scene? The Hope Capsule, Your Honor. Phoenix, I swear to Christ.
Same with butter or mayonnaise. Oh, that really sucks. Butter's good, man. Shadow says the only things you can eat without getting really sick are ice cream, coffee, sometimes, and bubble tea. Really weird list. Also, most likely meat would make you sick too because you've been a vegetarian your whole life. So, there are ways to get your nutrition. You don't have to eat meat. I'm just a heathen that says I want to eat meat. Okay. Man, there's no way we'd be able to test it if it turned out to have been blown up in the phony phantom bomb. Also, it seems like it'd be too small. Actually, no, it would be, yeah, the phony phantom thing would end up being too small in that case. Yeah, the bomb didn't exist. Okay, thank you. Right. I'm on the right track with that. My badge, Your Honor! No. Maybe something would do with this. Full-size replica of the Hat 1. Important items related to exploration. Hat 1 exhibition on display. Plot twist. Was Bit actually right the first time? Man. If this is somehow right.
Take that!
That's the Hope Capsule, right? Oh my god! The one that went up with the Hat 1 rocket?
He couldn't carry the rock out, but he couldn't leave it in the center to be found either. So there was only one safe place to stash it. The Hope Capsule that was there in the lab that day.
Yes, and the team must have loaded it onto the Hope space probe eventually. But if that's what happened, then the moon rock would have been launched up into space along with the rocket. Preposterous! It would mean that for these past 7 years, the moon rock was...
Exactly. The Phantom got rid of the moon rock in the most cosmic way he knew how. Shit. It was out there in the depths of space. Aboard the Hope space probe. What? Wow, okay. I kind of was not expecting that one.
Order in the court! I understand now. The Phantom's original scheme was to sabotage the Hat One anyway. The villain, he used the primary objective to conveniently kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
That's right. He planned for the moon rock to be turned into cosmic dust out in space, thereby destroying the one piece of evidence that could reveal his true identity. But Mr. Starbuck and the others foiled the Phantom's plot, rather. The Hope space probe sailed off safely on its mission and returned 7 years later, with the capsule in tow. If we analyze the blood on the moon rock, it should make one thing crystal clear: that you were the Phantom all along, Detective Fulbright. So he killed Clay just so he could get the moon rock back? I believe so. His original assignment may have been just to sabotage the Hat too, but at the same time, he also had to retrieve the evidence of his crimes 7 years ago. That's why he went to the boarding lounge and attacked Clay as he made his escape out of the rocket with the capsule. But in the end, it was all he could do just to escape himself, so he didn't get the capsule. Clay must have done everything he could to stop Fulbright. He probably hung on to that capsule for all he was worth until his very last breath. Oh, this is so funny. You make me laugh. You really do. Boy, he's totally out of whack now. It's game over for you, Detective Fulbright. Why don't you just admit it to all now? Yeah. There's nothing to admit. I'm Bobby Fulbright, undercover investigator, I tell you. I'm not the Phantom. The blood on the rock is just another one of his schemes, a trap.
No, I'm not sure what to think. I suppose if the Phantom is a spy with his salt, a trap is not out of the question.
Athena just broke the fourth wall. Game over. But in that case, you could say anything is a trap. Admiral Akbar all over this. That's what makes a trap a trap. It's been framed into taking the blame for the Phantom. Your Honor, I believe further investigation is in order. She said game over.
Further investigation? More like plotting your escape. But no more. I will bring you to justice myself if I must. Here and now.
I guess it's time to show you just what I'm really capable of. Die, Simon Blackwell. Hey, you guys aren't really... Hold it. Whoop. Andrew, what? Where? Edgeworth? Thank you!
It looks like I made it just in time.
Edgeworth!
I have good news for you, Mr. Wright. I've uncovered some very crucial facts.
Did you find something out about the Phantom's true identity?
You might say that. I started by looking into the first people on the scene 7 years ago. All 3, an employee and 2 officers, were registered in the robot's recognition system. But none of them looked the least bit like Detective Fulbright.
That's not good.
But there's more. I've yet to share my most important finding. Mr. Wright, Prosecutor Blackwell, you'd best brace yourselves.
Oh, he is about to blow the doors wide open.
Uh-oh. Oh dear. The man you see there before you, Bobby Fulbright, is already long dead.
What? Huh?
What's that supposed to mean? An unidentified body that was found a year ago has now been proven to possess Bobby Fulbright's fingerprints.
How many twists does this case have? Oh, it's got about as many twists as a piece of licorice.
And does this mean? Yes, the man there is an imposter pretending to be Bobby Fulbright.
An imposter? Then this man, who in the world is he? Enough of your trickery. If you will not reveal yourself to us, then I shall do it for you.
Oh, shit. What the?
No! His face!
Is he a robot? Oh, look what you did to my mask.
Mask? What is the meaning of this, witness?
Okay, you got me. I guess I have to show you who I really am now. This is so freaking cartoony.
The fuck? Wait, but that's...
Hey, Apollo. Yep, it's me, Solomon Starbuck.
Mr. Starbuck! But that can't be, right? You can't really be the Phantom, can you?
Silence.
Of course not. The real Starbuck was aboard the Hat 1, which was set to be destroyed.
Yeah, this is just another mask. Fuck off! Fuck off! I mean, didn't I tell you? I'm an undercover investigator. I can change identities at will. I can be anyone I want.
Objection!
Not so fast. I have the Phantom psych profile right here. If we compile a psych profile on you and compare the results, it will prove that you're the Phantom. Who else? Who else is gonna be underneath this stupid mask charade nonsense?
It's time to show you the real meaning of the phrase, the end justifies the means.
That voice. Oh no. What the hell? Fucking shit. This is fake too, right?
I cannot accept such evidence here, Miss Sykes.
Professor Means! Smask!
I'll take what I want by any means necessary. Now, give me the evidence.
Son of a bitch. Huh? Oh shit, no, don't let him go away.
Time to take out the trash. Permanently.
How could you?
Now do you see how powerful the end justifies the means can be?
Silence.
Please tell me you made a copy.
How pathetic. You can't even speak without wearing another man's mask.
Ah, but that's the life of an undercover agent for you. My real face has no meaning or value to you at all.
Or perhaps it's really the case that you don't even know who you are anymore.
Oh, what an insult.
What must you see when you look in a mirror, Mr. Phantom? Not an awful lot, I'd wager.
Well, aren't you just the master of psychology, Blackwell? That's right. I don't know who I am. I am always living as someone else for my assignments. I don't remember what my face looks like. Or even what my personality was like. My face, memories, personality, beliefs, emotions, soul. I left them all behind. I have no self. I am no one. I am nothing but an endless abyss.
Nah, that can't be true. What's with this guy? Is he even still human?
And now we resume with your lesson, Professor Wright.
Oh,
I believe you made this argument earlier. If you were to analyze the blood on the moon rock, you could prove that I am the Phantom.
I believe there was blood on the moon rock in that capsule. Now that we know you aren't even Bobby Fulbright, your claims of a phantom trap won't work anymore.
Then why don't you bring the moon rock in? This decisive evidence from the Hope capsule?
Phoenix is now Layton. You're not far off considering Layton was based off of Phoenix. Yeah. I think I will do just that. Get ready, because the Hope capsule is about to seal your... fudge!
It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. Shit. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence and was blown to smithereens.
It looks like you finally caught on. Full marks for the defense for effort. But what a shame your hope was lost in the courtroom explosion.
So that's the real reason this courtroom was blown up. It was all for the Phantom to destroy that one piece of evidence.
The fact he says fudge is almost 100% a joke since the game is rated M. They could have made him say fuck. I can't believe it. Have we really reached a dead end after coming all this way? Has the only evidence we have on this guy really been destroyed?
How dare you continue to call me the Phantom? As I've said all along, I'm just a nameless undercover agent.
Objection!
And the defense will continue to assert that you are the Phantom. Furthermore, we have proof. Or at least a prayer.
I'm afraid that won't do, Mr. Wright.
After the stream, should you stay up ridiculously late and play Final Fantasy X? I kind of sort of put off playing it for 9 hours. Jesus. I don't know, sleep is a good thing.
At least put some weight behind your swing, right, Dodo?
I know, I'm trying. There's only one thing that can unmask this menace, the moon rock. But that was blown to bits in the courtroom bombing. And yet, is it really gone without a trace? What if some tiny part, some little fragment still exists?
Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there too.
That strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture?
Very well, Mr. Wright. Let's see your proof. What evidence will finally prove the Phantom's identity?
I don't think it would be the earring, because that was crafted long before all this nonsense happened. Maybe it's something in the phony Phantom bomb.
Take that!
I was wondering why I still had that.
Isn't that the bomb that blew up the courtroom and the moon rock along with it? Are you saying this will reveal the Phantom's identity?
Yes, Your Honor. Focus your attention on this photo taken after the bombing, specifically right here. Ooh, I see. I getcha. This weird thing.
Take that!
Please take a look at this newspaper article.
This article about the Hat One?
Now, please, note the strange black and yellow rock there on the left. That's the moon rock. And when we look at this photo of the bomb fragments, see how there is a rock-like object with the same coloration?
Oh my, yes, I see it!
It would seem that the moon rock was much more durable than the Phantom thought. If we take a look at all the fragments that the police found, we'll likely find one with blood. And DNA testing on that blood will prove that the witness is indeed the Phantom!
Unbelievable!
But that's impossible.
A surprise to be sure. That's one bloody tough rock. Let us have the fragments tested straight away. Oh, and you'll be having a DNA test too, Fulbright. Bailiff, contact the police department immediately and order the testing.
Oh, this should be fun.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what do the test results show?
There was a rock fragment that had blood on it that appeared to be several years old. DNA testing revealed. Well, I'm sure you know full well what it revealed.
How about your blood, sir?
They confirmed it was the witness's blood, didn't they?
There's no use in trying to talk your way out of it anymore. Admit it. You are the Phantom!
Objection!
Oh, shut up. Huh?
Mr. Wright, did you just raise an objection to yourself?
No, I didn't say a word. That was my objection, Apollo.
Huh?
This is gonna be really silly. Awesome. Yes. Why? It was a pretty good objection, too, don't you think? Now he's me? Russian nesting masks.
So, did you have an objection or not, Mr. Wright?
Huh? No, not really, Your Honor.
No, not you, Mr. Wright. I mean, the witness, Mr. Wright.
Could this trial get any more insane? Mr. Wright, this fragment of rock in the photograph, and those just like it, how can you be sure they're pieces of the same moon rock that was at the robotics lab? Care to explain what you mean? Well, there may have been a rock or two in the courtroom that had my blood on it. But how do you know they're not just rocks? You can't prove they're the moon rock, right?
Objection!
Don't be absurd! Just compare the fragment with the rock in the newspaper article. Anybody can see they're the same. They have the exact same coloration. But maybe some other rock with the same coloration happened to be in the courtroom. It's highly unlikely a rock with such a unique appearance just happened to be there. But you can't deny it's a possibility.
Objection!
But your blood was found on one of the fragments.
Apollo, there's nothing suspicious about my blood being on a piece of rock.
And why not?
I know it sounds like an excuse, but several years ago, I tripped and fell in this very courtroom, and was hurt pretty badly. Maybe that's how my blood found its way onto a piece of rubble.
Even he must realize how ridiculous this sounds.
And yet, I suppose it's not completely out of the question. I see you're starting to sweat, Mr. Wright. I thought that the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles.
This dude takes on characteristics and properties of other people too, and I hate him.
Okay, Shadow says, this just making me think. How small is the real Phantom's head? How small is his body? Is he wearing shoulder pads? Big bulky suit underneath? Don't you go taking Diego's mantra.
You're the last person I want to hear that from.
Well, then why don't we get those fragments analyzed? We could ask an expert to verify if they were from the moon rock in the robotics lab or not. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that just isn't going to be possible. And why not? Yeah, I miss Mia too, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Imagine if he pulled off another mask and turned out to be Old Bag. I think I'd just walk away. In order to prove that the fragments are from what you say they are from, you'd need a sample of the moon rock from 7 years ago. Oh, but that moon rock doesn't exist anymore, and there's no sample data left either. So you see, short of going back in time, there's no way to prove that any of the fragments are from that moon rock.
Don't! No!
Larry. There's really no way to prove it? She's probably sick and tired of being channeled so many times, so understand why she isn't back. Yeah. Like, could you please let me rest in peace, St. Phoenix? Like, for God's sakes, I can't keep pulling you out of the... I just want to be dead. You finally ready to throw in the towel.
Objection!
So the moon rock doesn't exist anymore, huh? That's right. It was such a valuable rock, too. Shame, really. But it's lost to us forever. He's wrong. It's not completely lost.
There's another piece of it, right here by our side. A shining fragment of hope that can turn everything around. The final piece of evidence to put this phantom away for good. Come on, I already knew. I get it. The defense has a piece of evidence that completely contradicts your claim. You have what now? A final fragment of hope that was passed down with great love and care. We do? We do. Even if the person holding it hasn't realized it yet. Jesus, I want to present it and have some, some credit for showing the evidence, goddammit.
Is this true, Mr. Wright?
Pay no attention to him, Your Honor. He's just bluffing as usual. I wonder if you'll be able to force your biggest smile when you see what I've got. Try me. The piece of evidence that shows the original moon rock isn't completely lost is this. Derp to shit. But just about the only thing my mother left me with are widget. And this earring. Maybe she did love me in her own way. Athena, you may not know it, but your mother left you with a very important piece of evidence. She did? You're bluffing. You don't have anything of the kind. How's the coffee in heaven?
Delicious.
Oh, but we do. Evidence that will finally corner you. Because we have a moon rock of our own. Yeah! Oh! You mean... Exactly. A gift Dr. Sykes left her daughter. An item Athena has cherished and worn all these years. As distant as Dr. Sykes may have seemed to her daughter, this fragment of her love will shake off the darkness of the past and give us all hope for the future. Coffee in heaven is disappointingly sweet. I have to keep making trips down to hell just to get my coffee. This is the defense's sample of the moon rock.
That's your sample?
This earring that Miss Sykes always wears was made from that original moon rock.
What? All this time? It was right here all along?
Surprise, shithead.
No, it can't be.
If the composition of the bomb fragments and the earring are found to be a match, then it will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt the origin of the fragment in this photo. And since the test results show that the blood on the fragments was yours, this means that the identity you tried so hard to hide will finally be revealed. The identity I tried to hide? I don't have an identity to hide. I may not have Athena's ears, but now even I can hear the fear in your voice. Fear? I don't feel fear. I left all my emotions behind years ago. Every human being feels fear. You simply can't face the emotions inside you. You can't face them because you have nothing. No love, no trust. And I suppose you do? I didn't have anybody support me at first either. I couldn't face the fear inside me. Couldn't get over the trauma of my past. Like I said, I don't feel fear. It's so cheesy and dark, I love it. Same here. Oh, hello Wheatley, how's it going? You don't think the Phantom Arc is fully dead, though. We still don't know about the organization that was giving him these assignments. Yep.
Then you're just a coward for running away from yourself. When I had my doubts about Miss Sykes, I felt like I would collapse under the weight. But I wanted to trust her. And I knew I could trust Mr. Wright to uncover the truth.
Stuff gets blown up. People almost die. Power of friendship, My Little Pony.
That's why I was able to face my suspicions without hesitation.
Running away from myself? How can I run away from myself when there's nothing inside? Nothing at all.
I'm
So many fancy objections. I know it's hard for someone as unwilling to trust others as you to understand, but people have emotions. It's just a fact of life. And so, people can be weak at times. But that's exactly why people need to trust one another. So they can gain their strength to face themselves when things are at their bleakest. Without trust in others, how can you ever hope to face your fears? The fear inside of me? Is this? No. Jesus. I'm afraid. I'm scared. I feel fear. You can't outrun yourself. Remove that mask and unleash your emotions. Confront your guilt head on. With your own true face. Please tell me he's just going to rip off 10 masks from around the entire series of the game. I hope. I hope. My own true face. No, please don't. I don't. See? I haven't revealed anything yet. Honest. No true face? I don't have one! My face! My face! Oh shit, okay, there's one. Robot man. Oh shit, okay, hello. Is this my face? Is it? Is it? No, that's not it! Oh, Jesus. No! No! This isn't me either. Is this me? Which one is my face? What am I? Who am I? Oh, Jesus, no. Why? Christ, no. Whoa. Oh, dear. Sniper! Oh, God, someone shot him. In the head? Oh, dear. Hopefully that was bullet resistant. Sniping's a good job, mate. Funny stuff, come on. Is he dead? God, I wanted to see his face.
A sniper attack in this very courtroom. It chills me to my bones. But the police are doing everything they can to track down the sniper as we speak. Prosecutor Blackwell, how is Detective Fulbright? I mean, his imposter doing?
Ah, sweet.
He's a lucky fellow. The bullet didn't hit any vital organs. He appears to be in no danger of dying.
Sweet.
Well, that was fortunate for all of us. The analysis of the final piece of evidence Wright Dono submitted is in. The composition of Miss Sykes' earring and the fragment with the blood on it match.
But he's going to jail for life. For as long as that light's gonna...
We can now be certain that it is a fragment of the moon rock in question.
Wouldn't they just, kill him outright now that they know he's done this many crimes? I suppose due process is in order.
The murders and bombings at the Space Center, both past and present, the bombing of courtroom number 4, and all of his other crimes, as numerous as the stars, under suspicion of all these things, the spy known as the Phantom has been incarcerated. The prosecutor's office is now responsible for his well-being. There are still a myriad of things we wish him to tell us about, after all.
He is an encyclopedia of nonsense, though.
Thank you, Prosecutor Blackwell. Well, it's time to finally bring this trial to an end. But before I do, will the defendant please return to her proper place?
Yes, Your Honor. Some people theorize it's D Killer. That was the sniper, but a sniper rifle isn't his style. Maybe. Find out everything he's done, repair stuff accordingly, and then execute him. Just or just let him rot in solitary confinement. No. I think after all these crimes, he will definitely be executed.
Now then, this court finds the defendant, Athena Sykes, not guilty! Finally! Jesus!
His style is quiet and missless. True. The killer would actually kill him if he used a sniper rifle. Yeah, I figured it would be like a bullet directly in between the eyes.
Court is adjourned.
Well, that was a whirlwind of a case. Jesus. I think that one might be up there as one of my favorites out of all of the Phoenix Wright series, just because of how long and how strung out it was, but just how many tendrils of just past, present, and future managed to combine together into one thing. Anyways, December 20th, 9:12 p.m., late as balls, bedtime, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Congratulations, Mr. Nick! Thank you, Pearls. Thanks. Okay, thank you for being there for Athena. It's almost Christmas. It's the least I could do. But Athena was great, wasn't she? She was so strong throughout the whole trial. Daddy! I'm so glad to see you! I'm so glad you haven't been assassinated. Trucy, are you alright? Are you hurt? I'm fine, Daddy. I was doing magic tricks for the other hostages to keep our spirits up. Of course you were.
That's our Trucy for you. I'm really glad to see you're safe.
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas.
Right, I fear I owe you yet another debt of gratitude.
Edgeworth, yeah.
We never would have caught him if it weren't for all of you.
Oh, come on, Edgeworth. What are you talking about? You're the ones who have been tracking the Phantom all this time. Plus, you were the ones who gave Blackwell permission to serve as prosecutor, right?
Yes, well, we knew the Phantom was somewhere nearby. The police and I were trying to find him, but we never did manage to do so until this trial.
Well, we never would have won the trial without you. Come on, it's Pride Month. Kiss.
Not in the courtroom, right?
It was your help as chief prosecutor that was the key to its successful conclusion. Besides, it was you that saw to it that I got my attorney's badge back, wasn't it?
So you figured it out, didn't you?
Yeah, getting my license back went just a little too smoothly, you know. It should have been much harder after that evidence forging scandal.
Well, I owed you a few favors.
Hey, Edgeworth, I think we can finally bring the dark age of the law to an end.
Even the darkest nights turn into dawn eventually. Our sun will rise again. Besides, now that Prosecutor Blackwell has been cleared of all charges, a great deal of the mistrust towards the court system should have been swept away.
You know, you could have said that with a bigger smile, Edgeworth. It won't kill you. Instead, the furrows in that brow of yours just keep getting deeper and deeper. Weedy in the chat, a hostage, at the hostage situation. She just kept pulling things out of her panties. She wouldn't stop. Oh, the eldritch horrors that came out of those panties.
Oh, good God. So I should smile more, huh? I'll think about it.
Oh no, Mario has posted a thing. I'm going to take a real quick look at this. Yeah, let me go ahead and take a look. Oh, Jesus. Oh, this is all individual pictures from a Tumblr post. God! Why you gotta play with me like that? Here, give me a moment. I can make this work. There we go. Okay. Blow it up.
It's true that I take a special interest in this case, but you've got a lot of nerve trying to extort the chief prosecutor to step down and prosecute for you.
Highly irregular to say the least. You interrupted my tea time. Here. Or was that Edgeworth that was talking? I don't even know. Phoenix Wright will be defending.
Here. Noom.
I trust you've been well, Wright. I brought case files and wine.
Jesus Christ. That's a little bit too pretty boy anime for me, but okay. Get out of here. By the way, credit to that comic that was done by... It's I Say Rather from Tumblr. Oh, wait, Tubson.tumblr. There we go. There's the credit. The complicated love-hate relationship between lifelong rivals. You don't even know the half of it. Athena. Ooh. Oh, hi.
I'm forever in your debt. You went to all that trouble, even taking the bar exam when you were overseas.
Well, I knew that if I didn't get your sentence overturned fast, you'd be executed. So I studied and studied. I was frantic. I'm so glad I made it in time. Is it time to, like, cry tears of joy now? Just barely, but I still made it. Atta girl, Athena. It's good to see you finally let your tears out.
Yes, I survived by the skin of my teeth, thanks to you.
Shame on you, Simon, for trying to throw your life away like that. Phoenix is such a dad. Yeah, it's weird. I've been with him through this entire, just, you know, ridiculous trip, and it's weird for him to become dadly.
It was never my intention to just throw my life away. But some things in the world are more important than your own life.
Like what?
My honor-bound duty to protect, with my life, my mentor's most beloved treasure.
Ah, that's some loyalty. This guy really is a samurai through and through. Well, it looks like we can breathe easy now. Apollo, Athena, thank you both. It took all of us together to pull it off. You bet, boss. What a team we are, huh?
It was definitely the most amazing turnabout I've ever seen.
I'm a lucky guy. My office has the best, most capable lawyers around. And we still can't pull in a budget.
Thanks, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna work extra hard to make up for all the worry I caused. Apollo Justice is fine and ready to go. Let's hear it for the Wright Anything Agency.
Well, nobody's gonna try harder than me, so you better watch out, Apollo. Simon is free, thanks to Mr. Wright. But there are so many more people out there who need our help. You're right, and I'll be needing you both to help them. We still have a long way to go. Get ready, you two. We won a major victory, but the war is far from over. There are still people out there suffering under false charges who need defending. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, if we ever hope to fully bring the dark age of the law to a close. Hey, I know one thing we have to do. We have to celebrate with a bowl of piping hot noodles. Yes, piping hot noodles.
Nothing like a bowl of El Don's noodles after a trial, all on Mr. Wright's tab. That's how it works at the Wright Anything Agency, right, Mr. Wright?
Nope, that's wrong. I'm not a robot.
Sorry, I pressed the button.
As a boss, it's your duty to express gratitude to your people for their great work. In that case, allow me to join in the festivities. I would greatly welcome a bowl of noodles.
Not these salty-ass noodles.
Huh?
I have an idea, Daddy. Almost woke your parents up by laughing. Sorry. Why don't you just invite everybody involved with the case? The more the merrier, right? Oh, Mr. Nick, look how far you've come. Who knew you'd grow up to be such a generous gentleman? Guys, under these circumstances, there's only one thing I can say.
Only if I get to join in.
Hey, no fair! I want to say it too! Okay, here we go. Objection! Dunzo! Story director Takeshi Yamazaki. Yeah, hey, we're done. We did it. Oh, hello. I was trying to think of something nice I could do for Polly now that he's back. So I decided to go around and get a bunch of jobs for him to do. Find a lost cat, install an air conditioner, give a computer lesson. What? You think I should have found him a new legal case? Nah, that's okay. This is the Wright Anything agency, after all. Oh man, that was a whirlwind of a game. Finally, the 3DS games. So much quality.
Athena and Apollo were so wonderful in court. I better study as much as I can if I want to be a judge someday. My grandma says, eat lots of peppers and they'll ignite your passion. Oh, but I should figure out which to grow, green peppers or yellow peppers. Or maybe I should go with hot as the sun, red peppers instead.
Stop crushing! Anyways, additional story. Go, oh, you asshole. The end of the dark age of the law, you say? Tisk, tisk, how naive. Don't you know it's someone's necessary to get a guilty verdict by any means necessary? What? They're putting me under investigation? The chief prosecutor wants to see me? Right, yes. Demote him a bit. Dum-dee-dum-dum-dum. Hey, guys.
I've been asked to debut the great masked wrestler. He's scheduled to go...
Okay, so Amazing Nine Tails, though.
Oh, what to do? A fight for the finish with myself.
Why don't you ask Mr. Demon Lawyer to be the Amazing Nine Tails?
Not a bad idea. I bet he'd be all for it.
Caw, caw, so we ought to meet foes, are we, my little friend? He's scary. Still scary. It feels like a lifetime ago since I took on that case. Would you believe it? I'm Alderman of Nine-Tail Vale now. Pretty impressive, eh? Okay. Took over Rex Scooby. What do you say? Would you like to make a little donation to help us out? Hey, you! What do you think you're doing? Oh, wait, shit. Jig's up! Better make a run for it! Of course not. Jerkbag. I hate the fact that this stuff just blazes by. I thought I wanted to be an artist, but after seeing the amazing job Athena did, I started becoming genuinely interested in law, so now I'm studying for that. I'm gonna prosecute Athena someday. You'll S-E-E.
I studied my buns off too, but not for the bar exam. I'm gonna pass the Themacentrics exam on my own merits this time. With a score of 100 points, of course.
Hugh, Juniper, our dream will live on forever! Oh, Jesus.
I found really sweet boxes for all of them, but they won't wear them. It's because I want to be a legal journalist instead of a lawyer or a judge. But anyway, thanks to the trial, the school newspaper's future is bright as can be. Now let's see what the fresh blood have to say in the new school paper. Our editor cried so hard at graduation rehearsal, his cardboard box got soggy.
Ah! The one-night-only reunion concert. I still remember that evening of passion. The president of the student council sang like no high school student I have ever heard. When she's a judge at our own concert day, I'd love to have son of a bitch. It'd be the coolest trial ever, yeah? I can already hear it now.
I wish I could have control over the pace of these things, but I never can.
I gave this place a good cleaning from top to bottom, but it's already a mess again. I guess the only thing I can do now is clean up the attitudes of the people in this office. With Mystic Maya due to come here once the training is over, it simply must be done.
I'd love to have son of a bitch.
Creds, they move too quick. Don't you guys want more credit?
Haha, humanity's dream for outer space will never die. In fact, planning for the Hat 3 rocket has already officially begun. Look upon me, people of this great nation, and witness the glory of Yuri Cosmos. What are you... Oh, Director. Yes. Rocket preparations are fully complete. Yes. You just leave everything to me. Assistant Director Yuri Cosmo.
I'm glad you weren't the guilty party. I'm still shaken that Fulbright was the one that ended up being the culprit. Holy shit.
Oh, shoot.
I'm going to the moon in the new rocket.
If Athena or Mommy Menace come to the moon, I would love to show them. But which is more interesting? Montes, I can't, or Mayor Twinkle, I don't even know. You think they would like each other? Which one? Hooray!
I wonder how Miss Aura is doing. I'd rather be near Miss Aura than on the moon. Oh, Miss Aura, I just want you to use me again, like you used to.
God, that was some really, like, neck break stuff.
Ready for launch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff! I'm going to the moon for real this time. For me and for Clay. Thanks to my lawyers, I know but I'm worried you can't breathe in space, and in fact, it's cold as heck. Oh man, now I'm getting really nervous. Nah.
So many bright faces.
No, I'm not employed here. I simply came to request their service in defense of my sister. But no one's around, and I've been kept waiting for a long time. And what sort of case brings you here? Oh, wait, what sort of case brings you here? Oh, your father was accused, and you wish to retain his... Then perhaps her and I shall meet in a courtroom in the near future.
Damn it, that was probably a very important thing, or something very interesting to read, but it went by way too fast.
I look forward to your next month's salary assessment.
Yeah, please forgive me!
Goodbye, pain.
Blackwell's acquittal has brought all manner of ills in the prosecutor's office to light. It would seem solving that case has thawed the chill of winter in the Waltham spring. Now I owe Wright yet another debt of gratitude, but I will repay him one day. You can trust in that.
I heard that gasp of, Gumshoe? No, nah, he didn't show up in the game. He ain't gonna show up. Now some more in-depth credits here. It's just someone who wants to see Athena for her father, and Blackwell says he'll see her dad. Okay, gotcha. That's interesting. Here's some pictures of things. Oh man. So yeah, that was some fun and ridiculous adventures. We got one more game left to go before I have covered everything up to this point in the series, and that's Spirit of Justice. And I see no particular reasons why I should put the brakes on it at this point. Let's dive directly into the next one, shall we? Because I got it. I'm excited. I want to do the thing. There's only room for one detective in this game.
Yeah, it's Gumshoe.
I remember I was talking to a buddy the other day. He's just like, so how long has it been since they've swapped over to 3D graphics for Phoenix Wright? I'm like, a while, dude. Good lord. Animation work was done by Bones. Very nice animation work. Rattle me bones! I already miss it. Funny Stuff says, I think it'd be cool if DLC in the future Ace Attorney gave Gumshoe... Wait. Ace Attorney game gave Gumshoe a Fulbright outfit. Oh, that'd be just weird. He'd be in a culprit's outfit, and I don't know. By the way, you all knew that Fulbright was the person who did it, didn't you? And you're just like, oh, Fulbright's such an amazing character! Love him! Yep, son of a... Well, way to keep me off the scent. He's still good. Yeah. Here's some special thanks from people. Dun 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 bum. So are we gonna get any weird after credit scenes, or is this all just wrapped up all nice and tight? Oh, it's the first case where we broke Black Cyclops. It's amazing. Typeface included herein solely developed by Dinah Comware. There we go. Objection. How sweet. Okay, hey. Yep. What the heck is this? Oh, it's the launch. Please tell me something isn't gonna explode again.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
15 seconds.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
7, 6,
We swear you're fine. 2, 1s. They actually worked. The ship is going up. Hallelujah. A hope for tomorrow. Oh man. Oh, this is sappy as balls. Oh, she let her hair down. I suppose it's probably difficult to make in prison. So he's heading to the moon. What was his mission even on the moon? Just like to get to the moon? Or
Mr. Starbuck!
You'll be fine. Just believe in yourself.
The moon's closer than you think.
the heart of the cards! Yeah, the moon's really far away, so you got a lot of time to just twiddle your thumbs, man. Gather specimens. Okay.
Thanks, guys. I wouldn't have made it back into space if it wasn't for you.
He's a spaceman again!
All right.
Huzzah! Well, that's good, but I'm freaking frazzled. Anime! Well, that was adorable. Where? Through the years, I've seen as much joy as heartache, honesty as deceit. But just as Mr. Starbuck was able to escape the harsh pull of his fears and despair, I believe that hope and friendship can lift us all up towards a brighter tomorrow. How sweet. That's the end. Oh, how heartfelt. Illustrations and anime cutscene galleries have been... Please go to the extras and DLC to view them. Oh, sweet, so I don't have to replay the game to watch all the cutscenes again. Yay! Look. Okay. I'll take a gander. Okay, there's the anime. Okay, let's take a look at the illustrations. So these are just the illustrations used throughout the game. Yeah. Neat. I see. So yeah, I could take a look at... Frazzled Phoenix. Oh, memories. Well, this is some neat stuff. Oh, and of course there's all the stuff from the DLC case and whatnot. Neato. Oh, and there's my badge. Oh, neat. So there's that. Again, I had the costumes and all that. How about this? Let's replay through the entire game again, except use the alternate costumes. Did I unlock that thing in costumes when I did? Yeah. The old school outfit, the nostalgic sweater. Style and street clothes. Themis Academy stuff. Yep. Again, let's just suit back up into this thing. Just old school Phoenix. Anyway, yeah. Return without changing the character stuff. Now, like I said previously, yep, I'm going to dive into Spirit of Justice next, so that should be exciting. A whole new fresh start. This should be neat. I'm looking forward to just seeing what the final chapter is. Although, I'm going to make a weird prediction here. It's been a very long time since we've seen a new Ace Attorney game get announced, so I feel like when I finish up Spirit of Justice, I feel like they're going to drop the ball. Like they're going to drop the bomb that there's going to be a new game. Out of my dumb luck, I feel like I'm going to finish up Spirit of Justice. It's like, all right, and that's it. Let's move forward with another game, and there's a new Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game out now. Why? Not that I would complain. Anyways, but that will do it for the stream tonight. So thanks everybody who came out to watch the stream, especially people who came out to watch the entirety of Dual Destinies. It's been fun, and I'm glad that you could have participated and joined in with the thing. If you want to take a look at this after it's done, I've been uploading the VODs to the YouTube channel. I've got a bit of a backlog, and I was trying to work that out, but yeah, sadly, thanks to all this nonsense, like I said earlier with the whole carbon monoxide thing, it's kind of thrown off my game a bit. So you'll forgive me if I don't jump directly back into uploading the VODs. There's a lot of background work that I do involved with making sure that everything is uploaded properly. But yeah, when I can get around to it, I'll be uploading the rest of the Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies chapters up to there. I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, all of them starting at around 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, Saturday, I'm thinking I'm going to be playing a little bit more Smash, since I have not done that in a while. And this announcement of Banjo-Kazooie being in Smash has reinvigorated everything. So that's the plan. Got some other stuff that I'm kind of lining up to do as well. I don't know when, timing-wise, I'm going to be doing them, but we will see. Okie dokie. Again, I'm going to head off. Again, thanks for coming out. See you next time.